Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music, and welcome to another episode of the Chop Shop. Let me turn down my background music here just a little bit. Let me turn it down just a little bit so I don't have to scream and yell over that. Just a little quick rant right there, folks. I'm just testing my live stream right about now. Might go live a little bit later on this evening. But just a quick rant. You see the title right there? It's talking about content creators and their sub count. Recently, I did dare I use the word, expose on, I won't even mention his name. But it seems to me the general consensus is when you critique someone, especially when they have a much, as he says, a much bigger following than you, that your sub count always seems to be the reason why you should not have a voice. That you should just be quiet because I have this many subs, I have that many subs, or I have this many followers. And still, just because you have a whole bunch of followers, that don't necessarily mean that you are doing anything have anything to say of any value. And I think you know exactly who I'm talking to. Sooner or later, you'll make your way back over here. I'm not going to address you. I'm not talking. I'm going to pull another content creator's move and not mention your name. But I know eventually this will get back to you. So I'm going to address my comment section. Again, like I said, if you got something nasty to say, expect something nasty back. Now, a lot of you followers of the said master teacher, BGS, I'm going to say your name now. You're coming over to my comment section, you're watching my video, and then you try to leave some nasty grams. And most of y'all that leaving these nasty grams, none of y'all have addressed what I talked about. You're just coming over there in the comment section, or in the video that he addressed me back with. All y'all had to say was something negative about me. And that just tells me of the caliber of the folks that follow you. When confronted with information, instead of looking at the information that's put in front of you, you decide to come over to my platform. Hey, Keyshawn, how you doing? You decide to come over to my platform and leave nasty grams. Well, I told you, if you leave a nasty gram for me, I'm gonna leave one back. No disrespect to one of the other. Someone came over there talking about Eisenhower integrated the military. Wrong. Eisenhower did not. Truman did. You come over to my platform and you try to tell me how wrong I am about something with wrong information, simply because you are loyal to the person that I talk about, which goes to tell me exactly what kind of people you train over there. This is what they're doing, Keyshawn. This is what they're doing. They're coming over to my platform with wrong answers, trying to tell me I'm wrong. Imagine that. Hey, what's up, Chaos? How you living, brother? But imagine that, though. Someone coming to your platform with bad information, telling you that you're wrong. If I start to, hey, APTV, how you doing? Good stream earlier today, good brother. Good stream today. You folks, if you folks want to, any of this down there that you have channels. No, it's not really I wouldn't really call it a beef chaos. What I would call it is me giving my opinion about someone that I disagree with. If you've watched the stream, you know he was on someone else's platform and he said some things that I disagreed with. So instead of him, that's it. That's it. And his minions now are coming over to my platform, leaving nastygrams. And I guess, like I said, that maybe they're not haven't watched the video or whatever. But it's the stream I did yesterday. I don't. It's pretty easy to find. Chaos. Just go to my channel, and it's the last stream I did. It's you'll see BGS's what do you call it? His avatar in the thumbnail. But anyway, like I was saying, it seems to me a lot of times when you talk about a larger streaming platform or someone that has more subs than you, that's what they attack you with. I have more subs than you, so there's no way that you can be right. And that's not only with BGS, that's what a lot of you content creators, the first thing that y'all want to say to someone with a smaller content, a smaller following than y'all, is that you can't be relevant because only such and such follow you, or it took you this long. Well, let me explain something to all you content creators. I do this as a hobby. That's the difference between me and you, BGS. You do this because you love it. You can't help yourself. Angry Man, you do it because you try to get some money. A lot of you content creators do this on a daily basis because you're trying to earn a living at it. But if you look down in the description over there, it tells you, y'all niggas ain't making no money on YouTube. So to come at me with this business of I got my bigger sub count than you, all right. That's your only argument because you didn't address anything that I said. You didn't address the fact of where you got it more from. You didn't address the fact that you were 100% wrong about black women handing over the civil rights movement to white women. Someone came into my chat room earlier and said that pretty much that Eisenhower was the one that integrated the military. Are you kidding me? Half of these folks, I would like some of you folks, since y'all think y'all know everything, tell me about Moffett Point. What is that? What does that have to do? What is so significant about Moffett Point to black folks? These niggas like to question your intelligence based on how many subs you have. Don't address what I'm saying. Don't address what I'm saying, right, Keyshawn? They do. They think this what prompted this stream today, because I hear it too much. Oh, you don't have 250,000 subs, so that nothing you say is relevant. Everything I say is relevant to me. Now, to me, I would much rather have one person take something from what I say and walk away with it than 10,000 people, or in some cases, fake folks, bots, coming over talking about, I got a high sub count. We know the game. Some of y'all buy subs. If that's how you want to build your platform, that's on you. You want to purchase your subs, that's on you. But don't come over to me because you got exposed about some of your bullshit, and they talk about your sub count. You stay in the pedestrian lane, nigga. I am in my lane. If I was of that least important, guess what? You wouldn't even address me. You wouldn't have took 16 minutes out of your busy schedule to address little old me with this little old sub count. Funny, the only people that has something negative to say about these people that I talk about on my loose nigga roundups is the people that follow them. I talked about Sharon Bracey. Some folks over there got mad at me. I talked about Jay Prince. Some folks over there got mad at me. I talked about the Angry Man. Some of his folks got mad at me. To all you followers, because I see I have to address some of y'all this way. two tits in a bucket. Fuck it. I don't care what your opinion of me is. I'm not talking about you. If BGS, Angry Man, or any other content creator gets on a live stream and says something that's derogatory towards me, my people, my folks, and you don't necessarily mean in blood, and if I see it, I'm going to address it, whether you like it or not. They got to have that money. Some of you folks will stop your stream. Hey, very sexy red, how you doing? Some of you folks will stop your stream because you don't get enough super chats, or you don't get some cash apps or whatever. Now I'm just addressing some of the comments that I received in my chaos. I'll drop it in. I know we follow each other on Facebook, so a little bit later on this evening, I'll drop the link down into your messenger over there. But I'm just addressing some of the folks that's been in coming into my my comment section in the defense of the last stream that I did on BGS. Again, BGS or any other content creator is not above reproach, folks. They're not above critique. No one here is. If you put your shit in the public domain, that means anyone that sees it has a right to talk about it, whether they agree or disagree with it. And that's bottom line. Now, some of the conversations might get a little spicy from time to time, but hey, it is what it is. But I can guarantee you this: no matter how spicy the conversations get, you're never going to hear me invite another man to my private parts. Unlike some of you other content creators, you're never going to see me brandishing a weapon. Unlike some of you other content creators, you're never going to hear me call a woman white, black, brown, green, or yellow out of her name. Unlike some of you other content creators. One woman in particular got under my crawl, and I warned her several times to stop talking about me. And when she didn't heed my warning, I said what I said to her. I left it up for a couple days and I took it down. And for me being the kind of man that I am, someone will go talk to his so-called large following and call me a simp because I'm correcting them about the bad information that you putting out. You should be thanking me, nigga. Some of y'all should be thanking smaller content creators like me because we the nick motherfuckers that keep y'all alive. When you lose your shit, like Nyla and Taz, who you think keep the ship running? Who you think keep the conversation going while y'all trying to break up or find a new channel to sneak back on YouTube with? I've had this same channel since 2012. The same channel. A whole lot of you so-called content creators that buy your shit, that buy bots. Let me see if I can find something, folks. Hold on. I'm gonna prove my point on something. I was gonna do an upload on this, but let me see if I can find something. Hold on just a second. Let me play a quick track for y'all while I go and dig this up. All right, hold on just a second. Yeah, let me throw my theme song at him right quick, like why I go dig this up. I'm going to show you a prime example, ladies and gentlemen, how these so-called large followings and their content creators, it's bullshit. It's smoke and mirrors. I'll be right back.
Get your life, baby. I got my why you can serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life. Run up when you see me, no disguises. Keep that thing with me, cause I don't do surprises. J. Chanel, show and tell, all facts, no lies, trigger. Get your life, cause I'm the type to come through with that mind quick. Eyes on me, what you care for? Watching me, baby, care for. If you ain't a fan with the cameras, hide in the back with the bellboys. My circle so restricted, hands raised like it's your religion. When I sleep.
All right, folks. Let me come back to the chat room. Let me know if you folks can see that on the screen right there. Let me know if you can folks can see that on the screen. Give me a 1 or a 2 if you can see that. All right. Here we go. Y'all see this right here? I was going to use this on an upload, but let me stop it right here. Okay, this is the angry man right here, right? The angry man says, let me see if I can make it bigger for myself. That way I can see it. Okay, angry man says he had on this particular video he had 41K views 4 weeks ago. There it is, the angry man. He has 766K subscribers. The thumbnail right here says that 1.6K people liked his video. But funny, of all these people that viewed this, of all these subscribers, of all these thumbs up, you mean to tell me only 52 people commented on this fucking video? Only 52 people had something to say about this 41K view. Do that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense? Here I am with my little over almost 1,300 subs. I'm proud of everything. I want to thank every sub that I have. But just look at the comments here. If I stay on here for another couple of minutes, I'll well surpass 52 comments. Don't y'all think so? And I don't have not near the subs that Angry Man has. That's just, here's another example. All right, let me stop this. Here go another example. Is it still? Let me make sure it's still. Let me move on to the next one. Let it play through. Hey, Nomadic, how you doing, good brother? All right, folks. Here go another one. Here's another one. Here's another prime example. The title of this stream was "Mainstream Media Epic Fail Defending Democrats." 16,636 views. Okay, that's the angry man. There is his sub count, still hadn't changed. 873 people gave this a thumbs up. Only 32 people commented on the motherfucker. 4 hours and 49 minutes and 10 seconds that this conversation went on, and only 52 people felt compelled to leave some kind of comment, whether down in the chat room or in the comment section after the video was over. Don't make sense, do it. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me. So when folks come at me talking about, oh, your subscriber count don't mean nothing, or you got a low subscriber count, so hey, you don't mean nothing. Let's go to another one. I was going to upload this, but since I got a little time, internet doing what it do. You still hear me, right? Niggas came over to my chat room, opening my over and destroyed my peace today on the Saturday. You know, normally I'm out doing something, chilling, minding my business, philosophizing. Nigga said I don't read. Nigga said I don't pick up books. That's what he said. I don't pick up books. I don't read. I must not know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm a pedestrian. Here go another one, folks. Let's look at this right here. This particular stream went on for 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 15 seconds. It was called Let's Rant. Let's rant about it. Podcast unlocks new level of delusion. You speak of fucking delusion. 40K views. This was a month ago. He's still, I guess, I don't know if the sub count only shows up or it doesn't show you the month or whatever, but still that, well over 500,000, over 250,000 subs now. Well over that. 1.3K view likes. Damn, nobody had shit to say except 30 people. Nobody had shit to say. So miss me with that because that people don't what them nights. It's not how many you shoot, it's who you shoot. Ain't that right, angry man? This nigga was over there the other day allowing calling this defendant Myron. It's quite interesting, isn't it? The chaos. This is not me. This is not me making this up. I went straight to the source, so no one can say, "Oh, you just hating on the angry man. You just hating on the angry man." That's why you do this, Mr. Music. You just clout chasing. Have I asked any of y'all to hit the Cash App? In any of the videos that you've listened to, how many times have you mentioned, hey, hit that Cash App? All I ask you is from time to time, like and share. That's it. That's all I ask for. It ain't too much. My internet bill is paid by me. The equipment that I use is paid by me. The radio station that I broadcast on, I pay for that. I have 7, 8 DJs over there. Ask them how much money have I asked them to use my system to broadcast. See, that's the difference between some of us and them. Some of us don't mind offering our services to other people for free. What you gonna get from Angry Man for free, folks? What you gonna get for BGS for free, other than some bullshit information? What you gonna get from Sharon for free? All I need is 99 cents, folks. That's all I need. And folks will say I'm hating. I don't give a damn how you make your money. But to what expense? To the cost of who? We would sit on the stream for 8, 9 hours at a time. Sit back and bash black women for no apparent reason other than the fact that you're trying to get somebody to hit the Cash App. It has to be the only reason you do this. That has to be the only reason Angry Man can sit on the stream from sun to sundown. I heard him on a Angry Man on the street today, he rarely talk about women. Y'all believe that? Let's move on. Like I said, I ain't gonna be here long. I'm gonna shut this down here in just a minute. The internet guys is telling me you proved your point. Said all you had to say. Don't take long. My grandfather used to say, "Oh dear, I want a beer. Can't stay long, so I'll drink it here." Never made sense to me. Here goes another one. That looks like my internet is acting out a little bit, folks. So like I said, I think I said enough. I think I proved my point on what I was talking about. Just because you're a small content creator, everybody starts somewhere, folks. Everybody starts with one subscriber. Some folks buy their subscribers. If that's the way that you want to go, that's on you. If that's how you want to build your business, that's on you. But everybody started with one subscriber. Do I need to say it again, Sexy Red? Everybody in this YouTube business that we call content creators started out with one subscriber. Not every one of us is going to end up like, I hate to use an example, Kevin Samuels. Not every one of us is going to have 250,000 subs. Again, it's not how many you shoot, it's who you shoot. Meaning, as long as I feel comfortable knowing that I'm over here giving great information. Hey, Bridget, how you doing? As long as I know I'm over here passing out good information, as long as I know I'm not out over here women bashing, I might say some things that's off color sometimes. I might offend some communities, might unknowingly or unwittingly. But if I do, no, it's not done intentionally. But I see too many of these content creators sit back and that is their whole sole purpose for being in this game. How much money can I make off disrespecting somebody? How much bullshit can I pass on to the general public and get away with before somebody calls me on it? Well, BG, I called you on your bullshit. And you didn't like it. That's not my business. I don't care whether you like it or not, to be honest with you. I don't care what your personal opinion of me is, but you can't talk shit about my so-called YouTube career. You can't talk about that. You're not gonna find nothing disparaging. You first, or you always try to attack my intelligence. Who's the smart one? Who's the real dummy? Someone that responds to a man of low intelligence. Who's the real dummy? You say you got PhDs all around you. You mean to tell me you took the time to take yourself away from your PhDs to respond to little old me? Then you're going to come over here talking about leave me alone. Shit, if you didn't make that video, I was done with you. I said what I had to say. So respond, get response. You can't tell me how hard to slap you once you throw a punch. What's wrong with y'all? About a minute left here. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'll drop the link for a minute. Anybody want to come up for a second before I go? Looks like I got a little bit more time on my hands here. Let me grab the link here. Anybody want to come up for a second or two? Bless me with your presence. You're more than welcome to. Drop the link right there. If you want to come on up and tell me I was wrong, or tell me I was right, or tell me it wasn't my business, mind your damn business. Or you want to get into a question about what I do know and what I don't know, Come on up. I don't mind. I like to play this game on my radio station. Sometimes called Stump the DJ. So let's see if we can stump the DJ. That's what BGS said. I'm a low intelligence, and I don't claim to know everything. Oh, damn it! See, Sexy Red, she at work. Oh, she would have came up. See, anybody? Low intelligence. Hey, what's up, Chaos? How you doing, brother?
Oh, let me mute this.
Okay.
I was able to discover the actual content because I don't like the clips. I had to watch from the beginning from this man with the expression on his channel. I never see why people open their mouths when they take a picture. It's not really cool. I know people do it just for the excitement, but I wouldn't do that shit. But that's anyway.
I get you.
I sorry for me to go into this because I have to really listen to this from the beginning. I saw
no problem.
I saw upload BJ's did play that you at him, and my thing. Wait, I got monetized again, and people are upset. I did on less than 2 months. Those watch hours don't come easy, but I still have a small. Yeah, you gotta understand monetization today, and these channels on YouTube, regardless, they say they give you what $1,000, $3 a day. I don't see that because when I look at my analytics, it don't say that.
Absolutely, it doesn't.
And really, if that's what YouTube said they're going to guarantee if you get thousands of views, then it should be reflective on the ad revenue. Because where $3 going to come from?
Listen again. This was one of the points, and I'm glad that you brought it up. The Chaos. You know, a lot of these folks will sit around and tell you that they're making a whole lot of money on YouTube.
Absolutely, that is a lie. That's a lie.
Right behind the scenes, somebody was. I asked someone to look up my channel and see what my gross income would be. If I was monetized at this point in time. If I did this,
was you ever monetized? Were you ever monetized?
I'm as they call it, monetization as YouTube is concerned. I'm a couple hours away from it.
Okay,
so,
all right. Well,
a couple hours
when you get there, you understand full hand. But keep
yeah,
going.
yeah. But when they say when you get monetized, and so anyway, they run this scaring on me. 54 cents. And at the end of the year, I would top out maybe at $100. So tell me, what would be my purpose of sitting on YouTube all damn day?
Well, the biggest question you ask is what the purpose people doing social media / YouTube period. Well, I've been doing podcasts now, maybe not as long as you, but I've been doing now before doing YouTube in this is now 6 years since 2019. And I obviously I came doing podcasting after certain other entities start to really, I guess how you could say it, start to block me and do some weird stuff when I was doing it. And I wasn't really taking it serious at the time, And then I was doing the regular recordings on another platform that people can go on my YouTube channel to find out what that is. But overall, I decided to say, why not? Let's see where this goes and just take it a little more seriously. And within 4 years, I got monetized.
Right.
It took a long time. I had to scrap to get the viewers, the subscribers. They would have to, and eventually got it. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I didn't think one time I was going to get it, but I kept grinding, and they would have to fulfill that. Now, here now for over a year now. When I got monetized, it was in 2023. No, I'm just giving you a scenario because this has on the topic at hand is about content creation.
Right.
Thank you. That I think it's now a year going on 2 now. I think right now. But when I look at it, is the only way you're gonna make money, and you're not gonna make much, is if you're doing these live streams generally. But if you're doing like regular upload stuff, you have to reach a certain surplus to really say that okay, you're making something out of it, so that at the end you get some form of a YouTube check. Because YouTube's not gonna give you a check for $3. You have to meet a threshold.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Chaos, this is my point. So when these guys come at you talking about their sub count, and I'm doing this, I'm making this. The point of this whole stream was to say, just because you have a high sub count, that don't mean shit. That don't mean you in the money.
Well, it's more than just, you gotta understand how social media works and how people think and perceive how it's supposed to work. Is the bigger your audience, the more recognizable you are. if you look at you and me, we're at 1,000 right now, right? We're
Yeah,
not doing shit on here, so we
but
can't be looked at on here. That's fine. But anybody that has, let's say, 25 to, and let's say we go as far as 50 to or close to 100. Now people say, okay, they have something that people are respecting because they come on here and subscribe to the channel.
okay.
But it's much deeper than that
Okay,
because
let me
now,
stop you. Let me stop you right there, Chaos. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna mention it. So, okay, say we have these two high level content creators. Both of them have large sub count. Okay, you and I both know who I'm talking about, but I'll need to mention their names. What do you get from either one of these particular folks that I've mentioned here today? I know you've right. I know you've listened to BGS before, and I know you've listened to Angry Man before. So both of us have been around long enough. So tell me, as someone that listens to that content, what has BGS or Angry Man done to help you or to put you in a direction to say, hey, this is what you should do about becoming a better content creator?
oh, that's a very good question. With Angman, I can't speak for Angman because I just started watching him again in the last year, so I can't mention that brother because I took a break from him for a few years, and I just back watch him because he's on a different journey with his content. Now, BGS, damn, that's a good question. If I ask him a question, he'll give me guides to what to do, but is at the end is I'm willing to do what it takes to get the outcomes. That's the bigger question. DJ music, you get me? Like
Right.
where I'm going, how I do things, I do it my way because it's the only time and what I'm willing to put into.
Right, and that's exactly my point. So the growth of your channel did not come from basically whatever Angry Man or BGS told you. It came from what you decided, what direction that you wanted to take your channel in. Just like with anything, you drive in a car, of course you're gonna need some maintenance on it, so you're gonna take it to the shop and they're gonna tell you what's wrong with it. I understand that, but the question again is, I'm asking you, what has either one of these gentlemen done to further you along in your YouTube career?
Well, I can't speak what they for because I'm a man. I do what I need. I don't really ask for assistance how to grow a channel. If you go
Right,
to
but this is what
where
right.
I'm at, I'm keeping real with you.
Mm-hmm,
That is a direct question.
mm-hmm.
Only time I give you answer if I ask for help how to grow a channel. And 9 10 time I don't really ask much people help how to grow my channel. I just sit there and go about my own way. I'm what we call it out my way for YouTube.
Right. So basically, in the short
Yeah.
of the answer would be nothing.
If I need advice, I could probably be this will guide me, but I'm not sure about Angerman. Angerman, he probably wouldn't. Most likely, personally, in my opinion, unless I pay extra to get more deeper advice for Angerman. But BJS, if I ask him, he probably give me a straight answer if I want to follow.
Right. Right. But listen, I'm not saying one thing
Okay.
you will never hear me say about BGS is that he's unintelligent, but he will readily say that about me.
Oh,
Why?
Chinese
I don't know. Why he chooses to go down that road? I don't know. But again, those are the two roads. It seems to me that can only go down chaos because you know these guys, you know them, and I think you and I have been around in the YouTube streets long
I know
enough.
him enough.
Right,
Enough.
you
Not a
know
lot
them enough to know that some of the shit that they say over there is absolutely wrong.
about black women.
About black women. Yes, you know that.
Well, BJ's does. He has some information on it that I look at. He's right to a degree. But I don't really sit there.
Okay, humor me.
A lot of things because we live in America. At
Okay,
the end of
humor me,
and
chaos.
how this how I look at things. We're a small percent of population, so the people
Okay,
that run things are going to dictate how we move as black people in general. You get me? The people that's
okay.
pushing the purse strings, we all know who it is. And I think the argument with a lot of black men is that people sided with Mr. Charlie as a side with their own. That's the argument, in my opinion.
Okay, so let me. You said he's right about some things in black women. Okay.
Like
So, so I was about to ask you, what do you think he's right about? Give me one thing that you think he's right about. Let's take it from there.
I would say the thing with black men today, right? It is choice that either you're gonna stay by your man or you side with the other man and what he offers. That he probably is right in that regards, because that's a choice. Personally, that's a choice. Just like you hear the story, like you hear Kanye said that slavery was a choice. In some degrees, yeah, and some degrees is not. And the reason why I say this, to divert briefly, is because at the time, 'cause I read about history of slavery, some choose to stay in slavery, some choose not, and they paid the heavy price. So at the end, in the world we live in today, Dr. Music, regardless people think we don't have options and choice, we do. Is are we going to exercise those options and choose the choices that's given? That's where I'm at with it. Now I'm not sure that answers your question, but that's the only answer I
no, it did. Actually, you did answer my question. Chaos. Listen, I'm not being disrespectful when I say this, but you did answer my question. You are the reason that I say some of the things that I say, because I hope that I can convince you that some of the things that you just said was absolutely wrong.
Okay.
So you did answer my question. And that's the point that I was trying to point out to BGS. Some folks that listen to him, they believe anything that he says. Now, this business that you just said that slavery was a choice. No, sir, it was never a choice. Never. At any time in the history of slavery, chaos, my brother, was it a choice? Never. It was never a choice. What man do you know in his right mind that would surrender himself to bondage? What man in his right mind would do that? That was never a choice. Never a choice.
You don't understand what I mean by I said we have choices in life.
Yes, but that was not.
Trust me. I didn't really think hard, because when Kanye made that statement, I just sit back and really conceptualize why would he say something like that. But when I remember reading some books on this about slave revolts and all that stuff, that there's one point that some people will give in because they want to survive. That's natural, part of nature. And some said, I not only want to survive, but I want to thrive, and I do what's necessary. So that's where the rubber meets the road. That there are options, and people have to pick which one fits them. You get me? Some are going to take the other side, DJ music, because people want to survive and think that survive is okay for long term. Some people say, no, I want some more, and I'm going to do some other. And that's where the confliction starts. That's where I'm at with it. You get me? Now today,
listen.
Go ahead.
I see where you come from on a different subject. That would work. I would see what you're saying on a different subject. But if you was to exclude, I would say, yeah, I'll agree with you. If you was to exclude slavery from that choice situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah. That's why I look at it, that is very touchy. And it is part of human existence, because when I look at slavery, I look at beyond the Ma'afa. I look at, is this always part of a human experience? And I remember from these same scholars you talk about, that we just be talking about, that he bring, one dude told me about a book that I have not fully read, but I read some pages and chapters, and it's written by, I think it's from...
You're muffled a little bit, brother.
Can we get? I think it's from the Caribbean, but this book was like, it's like 40 some years old. He's talking about let me find the name of it, because I don't want to rant about it.
Well, as I was saying, see, this is my point, Richard. No, go ahead, go right ahead. Do what you do.
Okay,
do what you do, Chaos.
I found it's and it goes in more detailed, comprehensive detail. It's called Slavery and Social Death by Orlando Patterson. This breaks down the more in depth of what is slavery, what it is, why human existence still engaged in slavery, what's the purpose. This is a very good book to read. But like I said, we don't talk about books around here because we just said that we go a rant, but we have to look at the history and look at in its context as a whole to make clarity. You get me?
Right, for a book, for it seems like that book that you're saying was a choice, but I can go tell you to look up Dr. Joyce DeGruy, and she'll
I have that
put it
book as well. I have
right.
that. She
So
and she
so
and
that
she
it wouldn't so
goes to
right,
certain
wouldn't that be the counter? Wouldn't it? But wouldn't her book or her speeches or her lectures be the counterpoint of the book that you just pointed out to me?
No, because the man that I'm referring to goes in more depth. Well, Dr. Joy Grew, and I gotta look at her background because I haven't finished reading her book as well. She gives a more how you can say it, slavery from her, not from it is from her view, but it goes into more of how you say the emotional side. But we had to get out of emotion. We had to go by what is the history in context of it. Because once you understand the history, everything else doesn't matter. You're
No,
familiar
sir.
with you familiar
No, sir.
you familiar with John Henry Clark?
Who?
John Henry Clark. You familiar with this man?
John Henry Clark?
Yes.
No, I'm not familiar with him. I've heard the name, but
You
I'm
might
not
have
familiar with
to
him.
go
No.
back. These are the fathers and some of the ways that back then talk about history in its context. He got a lot of flack when he talked about the Arab slave trade. Did you know that?
Well, the Arabs. Well, it depends on how he talked about the Arab slave trade. Did he say that it didn't exist, or did he say it did
No,
exist? Which one?
did exist, but the Nation of Islam them had a problem with it. If I can remember, it's a long time ago, but I had to go back.
Again, just like American slavery, it's historical fact that it can be proven.
Yeah, but you see, it goes back. There are certain set of people that don't want people to talk about certain things back then, because it opens doors to conversation that
Right. Well, that's the same. That's the same thing as white Americans talking about critical race theory and DEI. They don't want you to talk about their bad history, and that would be the same thing.
And we ask people got to come to grips of history as a whole and stop hiding the things that they don't want to talk about.
No, sir, not we. They.
Oh, well,
they
they
have to come to grips.
Whoever, because we let's be honest, Mr. Music. When we look at school today, we gotta move beyond the classrooms at this point, because I think what's happened is they keep us stagnant instead of telling not only the whole truth but giving out the whole entire information. So as we get older, we gotta look for the truth ourselves. It's good that we go through school as it is, but we have to go beyond it, because one thing I've learned, and this is what my opinion, we could fight and debate about this, that their job is never to free us mentally. So we have to work twice hard to first up mentally, so that way our minds will lead to the actions, hopefully. And as you know, most people they're stuck mentally, so the body is going to stay at a certain place. That's how I look at it. That's just me. We have some else in the panel. I'm not
right. Hold your thought there just for a second. Let me pay homage to the folks that's coming in. Hey there, LA Project. Great stream earlier. Keyshawn, good to see you. Who else we got in here? Joe Dub, how you doing, good brother? I see you up on the panel. Appreciate you dropping it up. Simplified Devil Dog, of course. Very sexy red. Bridget, how you doing? Sean Willie was in here earlier. My dog's up in the APTV. And of course, Chaos Rain. Who else we got up off in here? Zahara, always good to see you coming through. Every time I strike up a live, I see you. Nomadic, good to see you, young brother. See, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what BGS got upset about. Maybe it's you have to start somewhere there. Chaos. So the question that I asked you about Angry Man and BGS, I asked for a reason, because it seems to me with them, when they do respond to my uploads, it's always a lack of intelligence. But it seems to me, and I think anybody in here now can say that is the worst argument that you could come with me at. HOW, how you doing, my man? Come on in, say hello.
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Man, shit. I'm like you. I'm like you, dog. I'm like you. Living. Can't complain.
Hey, that's it. One day at a time, my brother.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
No, so you two go ahead for a minute, because I'm about to hit a blank spot out here in Mayberry.
All right, Mayberry.
And about there's a spot right around here where I'm picking up some hay at, some rolls, and I'm like, I know it's a blank spot in this neighborhood somewhere.
He said, Mayberry, the dogs can talk, but not to him. But anyway,
yeah. Go ahead and continue on for a minute.
sure enough. But see, my point to you, Chaos, and I'm glad you came up because it's rare that I get to talk to people that support Angry Man and BGS at the same time. So I'm glad you came up here. So I don't want you to think I'm attacking you. I'm curious to why you support either one of these guys. Because let's be honest with someone came to my chat room from BGS's, not my chat room, but my comment section, trying to correct me, telling me about Eisenhower integrated the military. I knew that without even having to look that up. I knew that was wrong. And here's some of the things that you said about Kanye West. I'm in direct opposition to that. I'm in direct opposition of what Angry Man preaches. I'm in direct opposition of what BGS preaches. So to have you up here again, my question to you is: now that I know you've had a platform and you're doing pretty well on it from what I can see. So what has these two gentlemen that always run around saying that they help black men? What have they done for you?
I thought you asked me this question already.
No, but you never answered it. You went around it. You didn't answer it.
So you're saying what they done for me?
Yes, what have they done for you? Right. No, not lately. What have they done for you? What do they do to put you on? Because that is the argument in the YouTube streets, Chaos.
Well,
right. What do they do to put you on?
Like I said before, to be honest with you, no man's going to put me on, period, to answer your question. Now,
so what are they talking about?
So me coming around their presence and just be a part, they're not going to sit and say, hey, subscribe to this channel. That one time Angry Man did years back when I first started, but because I don't really move around like I used to, it's different now. Now BJS, if anything, only thing he does is he'll have you promote your channel and stuff, and that's pretty much it. But no one's going to sit and say subscribe to this channel all the time. No, they're not going to do that. No one's going to do that. Right. And I don't expect them to do that because you have to show and prove with work. I have, how many videos I have on my channel? I have over 800 videos. That's where my own merit, put in the little work, time by time, and hopefully grow.
And that is my point. But according to them, according to BGS, someone that you follow, Chaos,
yeah,
your work is in vain because you're not a big content creator. That is my point, sir.
Well, I don't know if my work.
You feel. Wait a minute. Be quiet. Be quiet. Stop.
All right.
You said out your own mouth. You do your own work. You put in your hard work.
Yeah.
According to what BGS and his crony said to me, men like us, that you said we do our own thing. That
BGS has no power with me. You know that, right?
Huh?
He doesn't have really power with me. He doesn't have a problem.
No. But you're local. You're trying to shrink the bubble that I'm trying to point out to you. I'm not talking about you as a whole. He says, and other content creators that have huge platforms, as they call it, guys like us don't matter.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Bismillah, how you doing? If guys like us don't matter.
If that's what BJ thinks and feels, and that's his opinion. I can't knock him.
But do you think and feel that?
I mean, it only matters to the people who watch my channel, personally.
I didn't ask you that.
I don't have a strong audience. But anybody else, do I really matter at what I do on YouTube? That's not my control.
What do you call okay? What do you call a strong audience?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say for let's say if you have 1,000 subscribers, this is my metrics. How I look at it. Usually, a starting point. If you have 1,000 subscribers, you always try to fight to maintain a viewer when you're doing live streams, 10 or possibly more. As you get 1,000, you want to increase it to every 10 viewers more. So once you get, let's say 10,000, roughly, you want to have an audience of over 100. Roughly. And now if you go exceed that, then you're doing pretty well if you maintain more of that for every 1,000 subscribers. But usually as a front, this is me, this is my metrics, how I view things on YouTube. Everybody's could agree or disagree with this, but that's how I lay out that. For every 1,000, you want to at least hold and maintain an audience, retain an audience of 10 viewers watching. At every 1,000, it should grow every 10 or more, roughly. That's my opinion. Oh wait, somebody wrote something. You know what Angerman has done for Chaos is call him in the N-word, kick him off the channel. Chaos Big is for a wrench, and then tell him to hit the Cash App and support. I mean, I think he's talking about Angerman, Big wrench, right? You know, Angerman has done. Oh yeah, I think he's talking about Angerman. Yeah, Angerman. You see, Angerman's here for money, so I don't knock him. You get me? What more I can say? And like I said, I just start watching him again for last year because.
But that's my point, Chaos. And again, this is not personal at you, because if another Angry Man supporter or someone up that comes up to tell me that they watch Angry Man, these questions would be the same. So my question to you is, after reading that, because to be quite honest with you, that's something I didn't know. But after reading that, why would you go back to the Angry Man's channel?
No, because I'm going back lately to see his progression, and he's talking about politics.
It doesn't make a difference, brother. See, this is my point. I think this is why folks like BGS no, let me finish. Right. I think this is why the folks like BGS and Angry Man and the larger content creators, I think this is why they get their panties in a bunch. Because for someone like me, I'm not here for money. I'm not here for likes, clicks, and views. I don't look at YouTube as something that I need. I don't sit around thinking what's going to be my next YouTube stream. So I say that for purpose, Chaos. It seems to me that even though that you know that about Angry Man, that you know that he is that kind of person, you still will go over there and support him. You still will do it, even though he's kicked you off his platform, even though he's called you out your name. I've listened to Angry Man berate his subs. Because he don't pay
him. He's going to take away the wrench, and I was like, yeah, I understand. Like I said before, I'm here to listen and deal with content as a whole. I don't make friends like that in the short or long terms. So my feelings are different when regards to how content creator runs his show. You get me? I could like that. I could like hate, but I don't. That makes sense. That I hate you. I'm sorry. It takes a lot for me to stop watching someone's channel. Period. Person, because when I'm here, I gotta get out of my emotional feelings. Can I get something out of this shit before I continue even
and that's fair. I mean, of course, that's your prerogative. Again, my question would be just like Mel said. Some folks come here, to make money, and that's all right. I don't knock that. If that's your purpose for coming to YouTube,
are to start trouble too. If you think about most, and the ones that do it don't be around long. You notice that the ones that really come up here just get some views and go viral and make trouble.
But that is right. But that is the crust of my argument that I have been saying. Why do we prop those folks up when they show their hand like that? Why do we continue to give them an audience? And why, when someone calls them out on this chaos, that instead of going at the person that you point out, see how they fleecing y'all? They'll tell you jealous.
Yeah. I don't.
It don't make sense. Hey Tiff, how you doing? Good to see you. Great stream earlier. Listen, I follow some pretty good people. For all you folks that's down in there that you have your own channel, please by all means drop your channel down in the chat there. Hey Rude, what's up there, man? How you living? See, I heard what you said, bro. Let me address Rude for a minute. I heard what you said, and that kind of stuck with me. When things get stuck in my craw, bro, it kind of gets to me. So I'm gonna give you a pat on the back for this, because you said, man, Mr. Music don't be disseminating that information, man. I don't understand. He be holding out. But the reason why it's not that I don't disseminate it, bro, It's that folks don't want to hear truth. Folks don't want to listen to you tell them that they were wrong about something. They would much rather go around the internet and talk about the ills of women, how fucked up black women are, and then go lay in a bed with one.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Somebody, hey, Brownie, how you doing? Some of these niggas got women as their avatars and talking shit about them. Let that make sense. But when you call them out,
I find it very weird. How is somebody? I mean, it's question these music collab don't show them face if they're black, because if you notice, there are some people that are non-black now are in the sector of YouTube. You're aware of this, right?
Well, listen,
I find it very problematic.
Let me just say this, chaos. I don't. Whoever you decide to red, black, purple, green, or if you decide to go to sleep with a Martian, that ain't my business. That ain't my business. Shit, I ain't got to get up with you. I don't care what color you are. That ain't my business. Who you decide to date, where you go, who you lay your head with, that ain't my business. It really ain't. You will never hear me condemn someone for dating someone outside of their race, because that ain't my business.
Okay. All right. Well,
no, it ain't. It is not. Honestly, the heart knows what it wants, brother. The heart don't. That's one time I will agree with folks. The heart don't see color. Your eyes do.
Okay. All right. Well, to Miss Mel, if she, I know she wrote a question. If she really wants to answer, she know where to find me on my channel. I can't really explain right here because she didn't. I got to go because it's already after time. I was looking at the chat room right now. And I would ask her a question, but I think it's better to do that on my channel because
that's cool, Chaos. I mean, again, we're on Facebook, so just drop me a link when you go live. I'll come through and pay your visit, good brother.
If I got an interesting topic, I'll drop a link in your channel.
Sure enough.
I mean, in your Facebook, because sometimes I do it now because I have to, if you're not paying to grow your channel, moving forward in YouTube, you're just fishing at this point. You could put a content as many times you want, and then you are competing with a whole lot of content creators out here that's either do the same thing or different or less. You're going to use social media to your benefit. If people want to grow or want different outcomes, you're going to use social media to its full potential. That means you're going to start using Facebook, what do you call it? Twitch? X. What's the other platform? All these other social media platforms, and you're going to just put junk out there. There's no type of advertising but your own. If you're not paying out of your pocket for YouTube, you're not going to get no growth. The only way you'll grow if you follow the rules on YouTube and how YouTube runs, and they go by views. And the more controversial the channel is, the stronger the views is going to be. It's just that simple. They're not here on integrity or information. One time they were, but they stopped that for what reason? That's why I'm hoping another bigger platform will compete with YouTube, which is now that YouTube's going to start change the way how they move things. But until then, you're going to do what's necessary. Thank you. Take care.
I appreciate that, Chaos. Appreciate you for dropping through. Welcome back there, Joe.
Hey, what's going on? Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, because like I said, there's that one spot where I go to my man for hay, and all of a sudden everything just drops out.
Right, so, man. Remember the picture of the horse that you saw on my stream?
Yes.
Passed away a couple of weeks ago, man.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. She's gone. But anyway, man, life is a circle, bro. It is what it is.
I had to hallucinate to say, had to take her home, and I'm like, it was painful, but you get on through it,
Yeah, you do. Definitely. But yeah, Joe. Let me ask you, my man. I mean, me and you, we kind of course, our camaraderie ship from the Marine Corps. So I'll just be straight with you, bro.
Sure.
Do you think the dudes that we hear would have made it along with us through Marine Corps boot camp?
Oh, hell no. Nah. At least when I was in there, nah.
It's a different kind of breed of men nowadays, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's very different. Yeah. I was listening to the bits and pieces of the conversation earlier with Chaos there and you.
I think you went out there. It wasn't me. I think he might have went out again, folks. So you guys hear me, or do you not hear Joe anymore? I think I might have lost you there, Joe. Give me a 1 if you folks still hear me. Let me get a one because I don't hear Joe at all anymore. Joe, if you can hear me, you might need to go out and come back in. You might have hit another dry spot there, brother. There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, because I know StreamYard does that to me. I don't know when it'll just all of a sudden go dark and then you can't do anything with it. Right. But no, I was saying, no, what happens in a lot of cases is a lot of these guys try to equate subs with monetary gain, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And do the math on it. I mean, the math ain't mathing because it's like, yeah, I got 300,000 subs, but
so what?
And that $1.50 get you a happy.
Right. Not right. Not only that, some of these folks try to equate their sub count to as they're giving out a message. You're not.
Right. No, it doesn't mean anything at all.
No. Your sub count does not equate to the message that you're putting out. Chaos said this earlier. He was when I asked him the direct question about what does he think is a successful stream. To me, Chaos, I don't know if you're still listening or not, but a successful stream is, or a success, someone that follows me, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Shar, but we met almost 9 years ago. Shar is it seems like everywhere I've gone or any progress that I've made as far as my radio station or it's my YouTube, my number one fan, and I can say this without any reservation, it's been Shar. She'll tell me, well, that you could have done better on this one, or or this might not have been that good, or that might not have been that good, or you made a mistake on. To me, to see Shar in any one of my chat rooms, whether it's my music chat room or here, I'm successful with that. That's successful for me because throughout the years, guess what? It's like having a store. The same customer keeps coming back. So guess what? For her, I must be doing something right, and that's rewarding itself. But Chaos don't see it that way. BGS don't see it that way. Their sub count is based on what he said. What can you do for me right now?
Right. And the thing of it is the sub count thing, like I've said before, and I've always brought that up with people. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Because the thing about it is, I mean, how much are you really making off of this YouTube thing by you having 500,000 subs or 100,000 subs or whatever, but you only got 40 people in the chat room watching your lives?
Right.
I mean, so it's like, where do you gain from that?
Right, like the graph I showed earlier. Listen, folks can say, "Well, you just jealous or angry, man." But the proof is in the pudding. Here you have 100, and you have what was it? 636 views. But out of that, you only get 30, 40 comments. Does that make sense, Joe?
No, I mean the numbers are out of the ratios are out of order.
It don't add up to it. Just simple math makes that. You mean to tell me this many people watch and only 40, 50 some people have something to say?
Yeah, I mean that's the truth about it. But thing is, I mean, if you're going to make money off of this YouTube thing, you got to treat it more like the business that you want it to be. And I agree. And I think a lot of people don't unfortunately treat it like the business they want it to be.
Exactly.
I mean, and if that's how you make your money, there's certain things you just can't do, in order to make that money. And in the case of, I mean, I don't, wait, I'm sorry.
Hold on, Joe. I'm sorry, but I listen, Bridget, this man told me that everybody knows him. You don't?
Who's that? Oh, BGS? I mean, I've never listened to one of BGS's live.
But Joe, but that's what he told me. He says everybody knows him, and I told him no. I mean, maybe in the YouTube
I don't think Bridget knows him.
Right. Bridget just said, "Who is BGS?" That's why I said that. Again, it's how you want to brand your content. If you want to brand your content as someone that speaks on celebrity gossip, hey, that's on you. If you want to build your audience by purchasing bots, hey, that's on you. There's no foolproof way of being successful. Some people feel to me to buy bots would be taking a shortcut because it's not authentic.
Yeah, it's not.
It really isn't. I mean, who you fooling? Nobody but yourself.
And the thing of it is, I mean, does it really add to your bottom line? Is it going to really add to your bottom line?
No, I don't.
Making that dollar by buying bots or whatever people buy. I don't know. I would think it wouldn't. So it's kind of like, you're wasting money trying to chase down money that that's not gonna be successful with it.
Absolutely. Let me introduce. Hey there, the real Prism. How you doing?
Hey, Mr. DJ Music. I just wanted to pop up, say, hey, everybody. Let me say this.
Sure.
So BGS made a comment about that if you have what is BGS's sub count?
I really don't know because I think he didn't hear me. I don't think he heard me in the beginning. So I told him I was waiting for him to pop out so he don't, but he said it anyway.
Oh,
so
he's
he
got a show plan coming up. I see it right now. He's got a show. He's right now open on his panel right now. So
okay.
Let me say this. I'm trying to find the right words to use that's appropriate. Because it seems like this whole thing about how many sub counts and what counts and who counts and what doesn't count. So YouTube is a large platform.
Very large.
And I can tell you right now, one of the top Black performers within this platform is Kai Cenat. Now, none of them can rank with him. So if they're having a penis measuring contest on content, here's somebody that's sitting around probably about my age and sitting around playing video games, okay? And people are watching him literally do this type of stuff, and he's gotten all kinds of celebrity because of this. And BGS and all these guys like Angry Men and all these people, they're very, how can I say this? They're cornered in the YouTube market. Without them buying subs and bots and views and stuff, they're really not going to ever reach that 1 million sub count because see, the goal is to outdo Kevin Samuels.
I'll agree. Right.
We don't know if Kevin Samuels bought any of his subs.
We don't know.
There hasn't been. Has anybody requested an audit of all these people's accounts to find out if they have actual views, subs, and stuff? Has anybody asked that question yet?
No, I would have no reason to. No, not really.
But there are people that can ask that question to see if their accounts can be audited. Because if it's a contest of measuring what's reality and what's the perceived reality of what you're really doing, you haven't really made a difference. See, the people in the manosphere, these guys would like to think that they had a hand in what's going on in the real world, what's happening in the election. They like to perceive that all of this stuff, none of them are authors of anything that was on Project 2025. They're not the ones driving the algorithm. See, what they fail to realize is, and I want people to hear this as well. I heard Chaos say that nobody helped put him on. Well, that's not true. Amiri Brown put you on, Chaos. That's how everybody knows who you are. If it wasn't for Amiri Brown, Chaos wouldn't have been able to do what he's doing. And I'm gonna give honor where honor's due. Okay, BGS didn't put Chaos on. Amiri Brown did.
That's why that's the Prism. See, again, that was news to me. Big shout out to Amiri, but I didn't know that. So again, Chaos, when I asked you that question,
not putting Chaos down,
right?
But when somebody has done something for you, you honor them because they did it for you.
Exactly.
If somebody backed you up one time, that's why I have a lot of problem with a lot of the women and men in this space. Okay, somebody helped you, put themselves out there on the front street to make themselves look like they're the troublemaker so that you can do your content, have your piece, y'all can have y'all conversations, and that person is taking all the bullets for you. And then when you get what you want, you drag that person and throw them in the mud. I've had that experience because of who I am in this space, and I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. That's why I don't really want to talk to a whole bunch of people anymore.
I can understand.
But peace is success to me is being able to connect to people in this space who really can see you and hear you past your voice.
Absolutely.
Where they really have made measurable differences in your life.
Absolutely.
Is being able to get offline and being able to have a peace outside this virtual world and into your real world. That's what success looks like.
Absolutely, and thank you very much. I can you repeat that if you remember everything you just said? Could you say that one more time for the folks who did not pay attention? Success is what?
Success looks like is to me is being able to make a measurable difference in, even if it's one person's life. It's the ability to connect with people on an authentic level where there's some sort of change and connection with that person's life and into your life. Okay. Another thing that I would consider success is being able that something that you did virtually has fell over into your real life, that has made a measurable difference even in your real reality. Okay. This whole Black women, I will say this when I came in, that Black women have been the product for a majority of these Black men that say they want to correct us. They want our accountability. Black women are the product.
Explain product, Prison.
Okay, so everything that all these men do is content around Black women. It's Black women. It's all about Black women. We are the product for all of these drug pushers, and I hate to say it like that, to feed the drug, what we call a radicalized algorithm. In our circle of business, we call this a radicalized algorithm. That radicalized algorithm is if you and I'm gonna tell you how radicalized is. It will push you to, like, do you want to watch this video? Do you want to see this video? You understand what I'm saying? Black women have been the product for all of these men who say that they want accountability, submission, and agreeability and femininity from. It's all been nothing but Black women being the product, and they're pushing it out to these men who want this. Okay. And so the reward for them is to get all these men on this same circular conversation that it goes round and 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 round, and it benefits them and they get money for it.
I would agree. I mean, I could have, I'm sure you and I would have said it different, but you know, I can 100% agree that it's like, if to me, while you were speaking, the real Prism, I got to remember the old steam engine where you would have someone back there that's feeding the engine to make sure the fire stays hot. That's my analysis of what you're saying, because I can see, instead of it being the coal that they're pushing into the fire to keep it burning, it's Black women that they're pushing into the fire, and they just keep feeding it and feeding and feeding it. No disrespect to you, but let me ask you, since you are a woman, what do you say to those women that even though you hear the disrespect towards you, but you still support them?
All right. So, you know, Kevin Samuels, like let me say this, you know, Kevin Samuels made a comment that he did all that he did because he loves Black women. I don't know any relationships between my father, myself, my uncles, my brothers that have holding me accountable without relationship. Did you hear what I named? My father, my brothers, and my uncles and cousins, male, female, whatever.
Short list.
There is no such thing as accountability without relationship. There's no such thing as submission without relationship. There's no such thing as a woman owing you femininity and softness and gentleness without the environment or the relationship for that to be presented to you.
I would agree with that. I would agree. I would definitely agree. I think we as men, if we're looking for, as they say, for a woman to be feminine, I think we need to provide that environment. And I don't think there's nothing wrong that a woman would ask that before, to go to the, I don't want to use but even in the animal world, what's the bird of paradise? Don't they make a little area, then they do their little dance, and then they make sure that the female has a place to nest and have an egg?
Right, it's true.
Same principle, isn't it?
Right, but let me say this: there are people who have millions of followers, millions of subscribers, and people love them, and every day they're turning their own lights out and leaving this world because they can't take the pressure of it.
Yes.
So let me say this: we have to be really crazy, really careful about making sure that we think that numbers equate to success. Okay.
And it doesn't, does it?
No, not really, because I'm pretty sure millions of dollars didn't save Diddy from being in that jail right now. He wish, that he could be right here talking to us with this, with a low sub count.
Right. Prism, that's a perfect example, because as much money as we know Diddy to have, the mansions and the yachts and all this, it did not stop him from the accountability, because where is Diddy now, folks?
He's in jail.
Jeffrey Epstein, this man had his own island. But where did he end? Where did he meet his demise, folks?
6 foot under. Because I can tell you right now, I wonder, like the landscape right now, because all these guys think they're living on high on the hog, and there's some rumors going around about a change coming to the monetization and the way that things are being done within the Google sphere. And I'm not going to give anything. I told you that I'm not giving anything away. So, and I have to say that, when I say there are open doors for everything, people need to recognize those open doors. I think for me, I came into the space to relate to Black women. I didn't care what space they were in. I went to those spaces. I didn't care what they called themselves. If I could have a conversation with them about what's going on in these spaces. And I realized not only did I see women who were very identified with that type of content and pushing that type of content, but I also saw women who were not strong enough to stand on what they said because they kept feeling bullied and stuff. Like this whole, like you asked Chaos some questions, and I saw him skirt around it, and that's kind of like what happens a lot in this space.
Yes.
I will never let despise not the day of small beginnings. Like everybody starts from the egg, the ovum, right? Very small. Everybody starts from some place before they start growing into whatever they feel like is their niche.
Absolutely.
So a lot of women, like there's one content creator, and I listen to her every day, because she always has something really good to talk about when it comes to money, and I feel like, that is the real goal should be to be able to live comfortably and live with yourself without diminishing other people to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand, and I agree wholeheartedly. To me, it's about once I lay my head down at night, and there's at some point in time that you have to say, did I disrespect someone? I'm speaking personally for me, but to me, to know that I went to sleep and I saw something or did something or to defend or hurt someone, that's going to be a restless night for me. So I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes.
Right. A few weeks ago, I was watching a female content creator, somebody who I kind of watched sporadically. And I think I shared this with someone that she was showing her phone, and I don't think she realized what she showed. But I can guarantee you, if a man in this space that's in those type of red pills can show me that, then I can tell you that you're doing what you need to do. She's not trashing anybody. She's not doing anything. But she inadvertently showed her phone, and I saw a cash out to her bank in the amount of $11,000. She's not trashing anybody. She's not talking about anybody. She's just doing content. She did a cash out from her account to a credit union of $11,000.
Hey there, young Reyes.
These guys in the space to show me you cashing out $11,000 into your bank account.
None of them can. I can guarantee you that. I know I can't. I know damn well I can't. Shit, $11,000 cash out?
No, I think most people around here can't.
No, I don't think so. So, Prism, 2 questions.
Yes,
let me ask you the first question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that women, in particular, need their own YouTube space to where no matter how hard we try as men, that we can't get in? You think that would be beneficial?
So I have presented about a year ago to some of the CEOs because of some of the information and the data that I was seeing throughout the space in YouTube. I told them that I had an African-American man, I'm not going to name him, that I requested that he do a poll on his wall. That poll was responded to by about 4,000 women. And those women, the majority of the women said they do not feel safe on YouTube. Okay. I presented that poll to some of the leadership within YouTube, and I told them that if you can create a space for YouTube Kids, where you create that space for those women, those children to feel safe and have conversations amongst themselves, then you as well should be able to have a space where women, and I gave them some names, and I did coin that safe spaces for safe places. Okay. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. However, I really feel like women need safe spaces and safe places to have conversation. Now, if you want to do content where you're dragging these men and stuff, that's none of my business. That's your lane. But I think that there's times that spaces that women want conversations that they don't want men involved in, as well as there are conversations that men have that they don't want women involved in.
So that would work both ways, then, right? That's fair. That there should be some places that should be for only men, and there should be some places that should be for only women. But of course, we don't have that, and so do you think that's a likely scenario, that's something that will happen?
I'm hopeful. I've even to the point where I've even decided that I found a bunch of female developers, graphic artists, and some women that I've been talking to about possibly even, I told YouTube, I told some of the Google's powers that be, that if you don't find a space for women that we can have for ourselves, then I'm going to be their competition eventually in the future. And I will do it, because there are a number of women who already, there are women in India that have started their own apps for women only. It's called Shem and all these other things, because women want to talk to women. And it's not because women are interested in women, because I'm pretty sure there'll be some of those people too. But sometimes, like I said, there are women who want to talk to women about women issues. Just like y'all had the barbershop conversations, women had beauty salon conversations.
No, again, when you mentioned the apps, okay, so I'll give you an example to how I know that what you said, it could be possible. Okay, we all thought TikTok was going to be taken down at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, that's a game. Go
right.
ahead.
How many apps sprung up was just that quick that was willing to replace TikTok?
It was so many out there that probably multiple people never even knew that even existed.
Right. So my point is, it is possible, folks. So when you hear that, and because I know there's going to be always some naysayers, of course, they say this idea won't work, but just as quick as folks was able to replace an app for what do you call it, TikTok. Sure, why wouldn't it work? I think it's to me, I think it's an excellent idea to have a safe space where we can get together as men and talk about our men's issues, and women can get together and talk about their women's issues. Because I remember my days are coming up, when I saw my uncles and my daddy and all them come in the room as a child, I know it was time to go.
Right.
And my mom's the same way. Go ahead.
There's a statement that David Stewart, he's one of the top millionaires black millionaires in our nation. He made a statement in a program that I was in under him one time, and he said that if you find a solution to something, there's your money. If there's a problem somewhere and you find that solution, there's money for you. And I realized that there was multiple issues that I saw that were problems, and I said, well, I have a solution for this, and I started making money off of those solutions. Okay, I'm trying to think of a way to say that when I would start hanging out in some of these Passport Bros spaces, I realized they had an app. And I told them, you guys have an app and you have all this stuff. And I told them they probably need to go something like some of these spaces where you have a silver level, a platinum, a gold level, and a platinum level for information. And I noticed that that's a strong pattern that a lot of these apps follow. You join at a base level, and then you have a midline level where you give a little bit more information, and you have that super package where you give all the information, and you might have some one-on-one coaching to go along with it. I think a lot of these people in this space, the manosphere has been around in their existence for about 10, 15 years, and they haven't done anything.
Yeah, so, easy 10 years. Easy 10 years.
You can't call yourself a master teacher, and you're not profiting any way from it.
Yeah.
Now there are people. Now, when I say profit, I don't mean sometimes profit does not come monetary. Sometimes the profit is a changed life. But all we've seen is an offshoot of the manosphere of men going overseas, and I'm not degrading all those men, because I do have some connections with some of the guys that are in that space that we don't have any issues with each other, and we have a serious friendship with them. But they're traveling overseas, and then you have these other intersections of incels, of people who are men going their own way. And then you have these Igmores. They're supposed to be men of reform, yet we have never seen any reform in about the last 10 or 15 years.
I was going to ask you, what reform are they talking about? Because that's one of the things that, the stream that I did, that's what he said. One of the questions was, we're reforming it, we're establishing it, and guys like me are in the way.
So APT, I'm not saying any of these things concerns me. I'm just saying that we're having a conversation about what's going on in the space concerning what BGS said about content creation. That's
Hey, Rue, how you doing, man? You want to add something to the conversation? Go right ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Speaking to Master Teacher, Mr. Music, what you planning on doing now, man? Are you
what you mean?
Are you still planning on withholding valuable information?
No, man. Listen, you called me out, bro.
I'm asking, because that's what BTS was doing the whole time.
You called me out, so okay. But no, man, it's not that. Like my answer to you was, it's just that sometimes folks don't hear what you got to say until you start screaming at them, or you poke the right bear. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not trying to gain any traction from BGS, because to be quite honest with you, there is no traction. But it's obvious that I hit at the right nerve, because his folks came over there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But look, all right, I'm gonna give you a quote. Now I know you might not follow this guy, but he did the same. He had the same type of little strategy. I'm not saying that you're gonna follow the.
He went out,
but he was trying to come in, trying to show that he can help the actual community. He was an activist. He was doing things in the community, right? And people didn't fuck with him until he got on YouTube acting a whole nigga, right?
Right.
And you know what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Go right ahead.
All right then. So this guy here, he say that when he talked to the youth, for instance, right? The first thing he'll mention is that he committed a murder back when he was 14, and that'll get the attention of everybody, right? And that's when now he come in with the information when he gets your attention. So in the case with you, since you're dealing with a bunch of black people who is thriving on nigga shit, how are you going to bring that good wisdom in and incorporate it with a little nigga shit too?
Well, Rue, I'll tell you, being in the military, I'm used to that, because folks come from everywhere, from New York, from bump up Egypt, from everywhere. So I'm used to the different personalities. And to be quite honest with you, nothing that these guys say that I haven't heard before. It doesn't affect me. I don't take it personal, because especially when they start name calling and all that other stuff. Do you know how many times even now, that folks that I haven't seen or heard from in 30 years, when they hear my voice, I remember that motherfucker when he said. So that's my angle. Just to get that, I remember that motherfucker, and I know someone knows that I don't consider myself that. But when I know that I just need one person. That's all it takes. So if you got to get into the mud to get one out the mud, then I'm willing to do that sometimes. And sometimes that's the only way to do it. Sometimes to kill the snake, you got to go directly to the head. And for MGTOW and Ed Moore, BGS is the head of the snake.
So in the case of BGS, right, my issue with him is this, right? I had a back and forth with him back in 2019. And him being like a 60-something-year-old man, I would tell him, I was like, okay, so why are you trying to discourage younger people from even trying, right? Okay, you might feel your generation per se may not have a shot because you're getting older and you may not be here for the next 15 years, right? But you discourage him, kind of like what a lot of guys on the pounds do when they discourage black men from being with black women or starting a black family or whatnot, right? It's like you automatically put it in their head that it's not possible. And that's the issue I always will have with BJS, is that you making it seem like, my nigga, it's not possible to come together, to unify, to actually get things going. Just have a few people. You don't need a whole race of people to get something going. You just need a couple of people with a vision and a blueprint to get it started. And then you got folks with catch waves, right? That'll catch waves.
Absolutely. That's why they call it grassroots, Rue.
Yo,
that's why you gotta have something that takes root somewhere, and I agree with you 100%. This is not a BGS bashing session, but I've seen more than you. I've seen more than you that say that BGS is more in the way. He's more of telling the young fellas what you can't do than what you can do.
See, it was just like with David Carroll. No, R.I.P. to David Carroll, and even guys like Alan Roger Curry. And I'm not saying that BGS is going to pass away soon, but what I've always said, Mr. Music, was that the manosphere is like a hospice. It's the place where black men come to die. And that's what's been happening from Kevin Samuel. It's like when you spew a certain rhetoric or a certain type of message that preaches either genocide or it preaches murder, it preaches something very negative, and you getting a whole wave of people to buy into that. Well, you know, spiritually, you're not going to win that battle, man, because that's not good for humanity, especially black people who's been behind for so goddamn many years, so many centuries at this point, right? Look like, right? Then you get the older guys who actually have a voice, and they use a voice for doom and gloom. And I just never understood that, man. You know, even when I was over there with those guys, like, I'm sitting in them, I just never understood like why you guys y'all come together for this, but it seemed like you come together because you all have one thing in common, and that is to go against this black woman because you don't like the way she carry herself, or you don't like the fact that she don't give you the time of day, or she's not acting right according to your standard, right? It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. So if you look at Mr. Music, the root of it, it's just simply the black woman's the center of the black manosphere. If that makes sense to you.
It absolutely does, and I think that ties into exactly what the Real Prism said earlier. You know, the manosphere feeds off black women. And there's no way around that, because that is my question to the women that I see over there, especially the black women that end up supporting this, the Angry Mans and the BGSs and the folks like that. When you hear how they disparage y'all, what would make you want to give them your hard-earned money? Go ahead.
Because they want to, I think, know what it is. People be wanting to prove that they not like what's being said, right? That's the thing I noticed with a lot of black women is you want to prove so hard to, like, when you hear a guy say some fucked up shit about, let's say, experience he had with a woman, the majority of black women would say, well, what the fuck, who the fuck type of women that y'all be around? I ain't nothing like that, right? That's what they hell bent on, trying to prove that they not like that. Yeah.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Rue.
That's Rue?
Yo.
Yeah.
Rue, you don't sound like the same person, because I'm gonna tell you something, because I've heard you in other spaces. This doesn't sound like you're saying so much that makes so much sense, and I applaud you for it.
See, Rue, I told you, man, if you hang around me long enough, I told you was gonna come up, bro.
It rubbed off.
Let me say this.
I told you that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this to you, that one of the things is that they're preaching hopelessness, and hope is eternal. Within African Americans have a strong connection to hope. We're hoping for things to get better. And let me say this: if you're hearing somebody as a man, and you're listening to voices of men to tell you there ain't no hope, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, it's like feeding a drug into somebody to tell them that there's nothing better that's gonna happen for you. Who you are is right who you are now. It's no wonder many young men are deleting themselves because of the spirit of hopelessness. And I find that if we don't create spaces where men inspire, we find, yes, ma'am, misery does love company. If we don't start finding ways for those men to connect with those men, to bring hope to them and change to them, so that, like let me say this, because of this mess that they say about women, that one girl that might be walking by you just waiting for you to say hello.
Yo.
that might be that one girl that will stick with you and be that person that builds a family with you because of your fear that's been instilled in you from this junk. You might be missing out on a whole bunch of different women.
That's true.
Hey, what's up there, Corey? Corey, how you doing? Taylor, how you doing? Let me shout out some of these folks here. Hey, Miss Not For Everybody, how you doing? I'm glad you shortened that because that was a one hell of a name to type. Hey there, LA, Sharon here, Tit for Tat, ATB, Brownie, how you doing? Who else we got in here? Keyshawn, of course, my guest in here, the Real Prism, Rude Amp,
what up?
Big, my double dog, Joe, Bridget, how you doing? Let's see if I'm missing you folks. I'm kind of scrolling through, so if I missed your name, please let me know. Again, thank everybody for hanging out there with me. We're gonna keep on going a little bit longer, but great conversation that we're having, folks. Again, Rue, and I gotta say, to be quite,
been hanging around you. Yeah, been hanging around you too long.
Yeah. And see, when folks like Chaos Rain was asking me, why do I do what I do, or when BGS asked me why I do what I do, you're the reason why I do what I do. And that's just bottom line to it, because just like Prism said, there was a time that this nigga right here, to now, okay, my man. All right.
Hey,
I mean, everybody has potential, bro.
Hey, look, I'm preparing. Hold on. I got a 14-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son, right? So I'm preparing myself to become a granddaddy within the next 5 years. So that's all I'm doing is getting in granddaddy mode, man. So that's where the maturity is coming in. I'm getting in grandpa mode, man.
And that's the thing. Some folks don't look for that, Rue. Some folks don't look forward to getting in granddaddy mode. So when they the argument for them when we're on bomb, how many times them niggas will come over and say, "Oh, you just old."
Yeah.
That please, I don't even let that talk. Yeah, I'm 60. That
Joe, what up? That Joe, what up, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
Right.
I'm 60, is something wrong with being 60, Joe?
Yeah. Hey, put it this way, I beat the statistics that the average.
Okay. Yeah. Like I think he might have went up, but what he was saying is he beat the statistics already.
Oh yeah. So peep this though, Mr. Music. Peep this, right? So let's say, my bad. He coming back.
Oh, there we go. Now I beat the stats on that one. So
sure.
The thing about it is, good, clean living, I guess you call it, and doing what you have to do.
Right.
Know your purpose in life.
Absolutely.
Don't let nothing get between you and your peace. Man, I say that all the time. Don't let nothing get between myself and my peace. And I know my purpose and where I need to go.
That's right.
And stay focused on that.
Yeah.
Whether that was when I did the college. Of course, I went to college first. Then I went to the Marines, and then after that, I did the corporate America thing. For 30 years. But
I think he went out again. Go ahead, Ru.
Hey, but look though. All right, like just based on what I'm hearing, the young lady was saying on the panel, and what you saying, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's just say we in the hood, right? Like a lot of us raised up in the hood in the urban area, and let's say you got a certain group of men who get out here. Like you see certain group of men, they do get out and they do make a change in their community, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got the majority of the guys who would rather stay in the house and be on a PlayStation 5 or whatnot, right? Or Xbox, or just lay down, right? Now you have, let's say me, Joe, and Mr. Music, we out here actually making a difference. And that's going to end up forcing other men to have to make that difference. And yet the resentment going to come from them is because we forcing them, even though we didn't make them do shit. It's just the fact that we got out here and did what we had to do, and it put too much light and pressure on them to where they weren't gonna look right, continue to sit down on their ass though while we out here progressing. So that's what a lot of guys feel like. A lot of them guys feel like they don't want to necessarily see this shit go through because now it's gonna get them out their comfort zone. You gotta go ahead.
I would much rather have 1, 2 Joe and Rue than to have 1,000 niggas that coming out because they have to.
A lot of it is too. A lot of these Negroes are scared.
Yeah.
They don't understand. They don't. Yeah. They have no focus. They're listening to people like what you're saying. I mean, BGS. I've never been to his channel. Never been to his panel. I just heard him on other people talk. Is talking.
Wait a minute. I thought you don't know BGS's work. You don't know.
I mean, I know of him. But, I've heard him come to spaces or whatever.
The man said the man said everybody knows him.
Well, I mean, I know. Put it this way, I know the letters BGS, but I never listened. I have never listened to a BGS live or been over there. But I've heard him talk to other people in other situations, and see what happens is you have a lot of impressionable young men around here that are listening to that rhetoric, and they're running with that rhetoric.
Yo.
And that's going to hurt you. You got to be able to distinguish. You gotta do your due diligence. You have to. But
then you got a lot of like understand like where we come from. A lot of black men is some straight up just haters, dog. Like they don't want to like. All right, just think about it. Why would we think that black men don't want to see other black men get money or make moves? We talking about even on some drug dealing, robbing type. I'm not speaking nothing bad about. I'm not talking about nothing illegal per se. I'm just saying the guys who was getting money in the hood at one point. Why you think them guys always got either robbed, got killed? It's like. So even with something so illegal, when it comes down to something legal, it makes even more sense why black men just don't want to see other black men make a change, because it's just gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt to see it. That's what it is, all right? It's fear, but yet at the same time, black men don't feel like black men should be doing the goddamn thing but being fucked up.
No. Well, this is what I see. Simple answer to that. Loose niggas came over on the boat too, bro. There's no way around that.
You say loose niggas. You said loose niggas what?
Loose niggas came over on the boat too, my man.
They did, man.
Right.
They did.
Right, there's no way around that. That you always gonna have some folks that's gonna tell. You're always gonna have Sambos. And then that's not only the black culture. That we're not unique to that. But of course we see it. But
what I'm saying though, when you got a group,
what you're saying.
But when you got a group of men believe that black men or black people ain't supposed to have nothing because this is what they all know in life, it's like black people being more in a fucked up position than being on top. Then how do you change the mindset of a 40 or 50 something year old man at this point?
In some cases you can't. If a man, a 40, 50-year-old man tells you that he learned everything and he knows everything, then that's somebody to stay away from.
Leave him right where he's at. You got to leave him right there where he's at. There.
Right. You got to stay away from him.
If I think that I know everything, even at 60, I'd be a fool to sit there and say,
right. Leave him alone.
I just have to leave you alone. I just have to like, hey, man, go ahead. Do you? And I'll continue doing me.
and I know it's kind of rough there, Taylor, and you're absolutely right. But sometimes you just got to wait for him to die off.
But yeah. You let them go, but they gotta. Sometimes you just have to say that. Let them die off.
Yeah, you have to. Go on to the Netherlands. It's a natural part. It's a natural part of natural selection.
So let me ask y'all a question on the panel and the people in the chat, right? Let's just say we get this reparations thing that we fighting for, right? And let's just say it's about 5 million per every black person over 25, right? We get 5 million apiece. Would we care about the community, or would we just go our separate ways and go off and go somewhere else?
I mean, most people probably would go their separate way, but if you can pour back into your community, me personally, if you could pour back into your community like I have to,
would you feel
like I do now?
Yeah, what I'm saying, would you feel like it's necessary? Would you feel the need with 5 million apiece to want to pour back, knowing the black community and knowing the mindset of the black community, not just knowing that we can change things around? We talking about knowing the people and the mindset and how he was raised. Would it even be worth it?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I would say it almost be almost a defeatist mind.
Yeah, I think he was about to mention something about a defeated mindset.
Okay. Yeah, that's almost like a defeatist mindset in the sense that we know that certain people are just not ever going to do right. But for the 2 or 3 that might do wrong, you still going to have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that's always going to do right.
That's true.
And that's what you're out there trying to help. It's like with the HBCUs and all this other stuff. My wife and I were talking about that. People pouring back into these colleges. Because the government's telling you right now, we ain't putting money into nothing.
Exactly. So that's my mind. Go ahead.
Let me answer that. Money makes you exactly who you are. Mm-hmm. If you're a person without money that you was giving back to and giving into the community, poured into the community, doing what you can. If you come up you're going to put some of that money right back into the community. If you're a person that's always looking for a way and say, as soon as I get me some money, I'm the fuck up out of here, you're gone.
Right. I'm gone.
See, yeah, mean, because we're the only group of people that do that.
Right. You're gone.
Yo.
I mean, pour back into your people first.
Ain't that right, Keyshawn?
Yeah.
Money only makes you who you are. That's exactly it. That's the only difference. I was having a conversation.
And they about to cut a whole lot more than that. 18 million is just the beginning. I have a small HBCU literally down the road from me. And, think about it. Okay, you get that one person drop $1 million, drop $2 million, or something like that. But now they're going to cut all these programs back because funding from Uncle Sam and the governor, in the state of Alabama, is going to decimate the programs.
But we come from a people. Let me say this: we came from a people who were not allowed to we were forbidden to even read, and we had slaves that left certain areas that that were taught by other slaves how to read. That's how a lot of people were educated. Our great grandmothers and great grandfathers, that's how they learned to read and write, because some slave went to some teaching school that was held by other slaves. Okay, former slaves. So I think that Black people need to understand that there is an ability for certain people who are like-minded to build out of brokenness. And I feel like that's the season we are in right now, because it seems like they're trying to strip a whole lot of different things away from us. So I think what the essential part is not to major on the minors and minor on the majors. We need to get back to those certain roots of people. And it might not be any more than 15 to 20 people that said they are like-minded, and they're saying, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to get it done together. I don't care if it's having an after-school program. They're going to take away. We knew from history that the Black Panther Party was the one who started the free breakfast. Okay, the morning breakfast.
Absolutely.
And now they're getting ready to remove that from us. So what about these? What about the ones in our community who have the ability to have a restaurant? Some of these restaurants, I don't know if you know, in some of the areas are going to be accepting, I think, some of the welfare benefits to feed people. Right. What about some of us have the ability? Why not start networking with some of the African American NBA players that might be able to start building vegetables in some of these communities, a garden, to produce our own fruit and stuff? Because we got to, let me say this. There are so many children that are starving. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say that we're going to be able to help every one of them, but if each one reach one, we'll be. Okay. A sandwich, some bread, peanut butter and jelly, some potato chips in a bag. If kids in your community are starving and they're not going to have a lunch, why not go to the health department, get a certificate that allows you to be able to take food from your house, prepare it, and be able to feed those children that are in your community. Meet them, go to a church and organize with that church. Go to that Boys and Girls Club, organize with those people and say, hey, I just want to reach out. I'm in the community. I want to start feeding kids. I don't know if you already have something going on that I can work with you on, but I want to make sure little kids. What about a tutoring program? If you're concerned about boys and girls not being able to read, what about that? If you're concerned about Black people not understanding how to build or how to use stock market or learning how to do REITs or any of those things, how to reach a broker, how to create a 401k for yourself. Let's find those people who are like-minded that can get that stuff done. We need to start small and stop minoring on the majors, separating ourselves from the garbage of YouTube and finding the people on YouTube that are trying to build and move up. That's what you said.
See what you're saying makes sense though, and this is what I was telling Mr. Music. This is what I was telling Bomb Cherry though a while back. I said it seemed like the more qualified Black people is always in the back, and the unqualified ones, let's say like a Tommy Sotomayor, Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, right? All right, when they go on the news or these news stations and they get their voices out here, guess what? It's like they the ones who showed up And guess what? The people let them in because somebody who's way more qualified than Umar, Tariq, and Tommy, for some reason, was too afraid to show up because of fear of being embarrassed or public image. I don't know what the fuck, but I be want to know, like, when it comes to the qualified blacks, why are they so goddamn scary though? What is it? I don't want to name this stupid ass nigga though, but I'm gonna say about this dumb nigga though, Mr. Music.
Go right ahead, man.
That loose nigga,
Listen,
that loose nigga, right?
I don't mind you dropping names here. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of my.
I'm giving an example of the ones that would actually have the heart to go out here and put their face out there and look stupid as hell while they do it, all while the qualified ones sit back and say, "Oh, he's an idiot."
Right.
I don't understand that part, man. Why the qualified blacks, the doctors, the cream de la creme, the doctors, the lawyers, the politicians, the ones who are business owners, men and women, the ones who are well respected, well honorable, right? The judges, the people who we all can say, you know what, hey man, you a representation, you a damn good representation for us, but for some reason they always take the back seat.
Well, it's not that. Let me just say this. At some point in time, you got to stop blaming the content creator. We'll just use that as an example and blame the people. Now, in this case, for like Dr. Umar, we've known for years that Dr. Umar has been trying to build this school, right? We've known that for years. This is general knowledge. We've heard Dr. Umar say several things, but nothing has really come to fruition. On the other hand, LeBron James talked 1 year. I'm not a LeBron James fan, but just to show you the difference, LeBron James said in 1 year, and this certain year, I'll have a charter school built, up and running. Is it not up and running? Okay, so it's those who, it's how we get propped up. Sometimes we like to prop up the worst of us and look down at the best of us.
I think with Umar, this is what I think about Umar. The reason why he played the game he played with black people. All right. Yes, let's just say he raised $1 million, okay? But still, at the end of the day, he probably had good intentions on wanting to build a school. But I think what it is, his financial situation wasn't good enough for why he come off as this clinical psychologist and he's this prestigious guy, but his finances is more in the negative. So I think in the case of Umar, when he got his hands on the money, you remember All About the Benjamins when Ice Cube and Mike Epps, you remember that movie?
Yeah.
You remember the whole time Ice Cube was talking about he wanted to get his hand on them diamonds and how he gonna turn them in and all of those shit. And then when he finally got the diamonds, he was like, hold on, man, hold up. He's like, man, fuck all that. He said, that nigga said, he said, I knew I said what I was gonna do when I before I got the diamonds, but since I got them hoes, it's like, man, it's kind of hard to turn them hoes in. That's the same thing with Umar. It's like, okay, he got $1 million. What's the chance of him having $1 million ever again in his life if he invests a whole $1 million in a school and he ain't got shit else after the $1 million? And I don't think he was gonna let that ride. Go ahead. Huh?
Right, that's my point. We've seen that he squandered millions and millions of dollars. Listen, I'm not for or against Umar, but I know one damn thing for sure: he ain't getting no more of my money.
He shouldn't get any more of anybody's money.
I think Umar wanted to financially build himself up, and I think he just wanted to feel what it's like to be a millionaire. And if he can get some more millions, then he might make the school. Right, so if he can run a con game again to get folks to give him more millions, then just maybe he might build a school because he got $1 million already that he took from black people. And that was always the hustle, is to come up. The hustle was always to come up off of black people first with whatever good idea and shit, right? And then you get on your feet based on black people. And then maybe if you can get comfortable enough to take care of all your debt, all your bills, and not have the things you really want in life, then maybe, just maybe, the next time somebody donated, you might do right by it. I'm just saying.
So the thing is, Umar really.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So that's why I was saying to Mr. Rue's comment is that when you're trying to do any type of fundraising for, like, I see some of the young ladies talking about buying land and stuff, and if you're doing it like a co-op, there's different people coming in together. We're gonna buy this piece of land in South America. We're gonna buy this piece of land over here or there, whatever. That's why you always need to have somebody who is a financial oversight. That means you're not going to actively have your hands on that money. That means you're going to have a reputable company who actively monitors, that you can also actively monitor, review, track all the type of expenditures and all those risks, everything that comes along with it. You never ever start any type of business without having somebody overseeing what your money's doing. If you're going to have a co-op and you're going to collect money together, make sure you put that money in a place where there's people who are investors, that they can start watching that money, putting money from other things, helping you to grow that money until you get everything you need to do what you need to do with it. Like other brokers,
would you suggest a hedge fund or something like that? Or are you kind of answering?
It's basically it's oversight, and the fiduciary would basically watch over the funds. And so that's the thing about it's like a trust. I'm going to have a fiduciary that's going to watch over my funds. And it's going to be able to basically say, okay, we're not going to spend $15 on buying a pair of Nikes. Let's give an example. We're going to spend this money towards things that are meant for the purpose.
Yeah, more like an escrow account.
Excuse me, a second. Let me address this. Kobe Black, let me address your comment, sir. If you think one of my guests up here is talking too much, the door is right there. All you have to do is click out, and you won't hear this woman talk anymore. It's that easy, Kobe. If you think that someone on this panel is talking too much, please click the exit button, and you will not hear her voice again until you click back over here. It's that easy.
The funny thing is I hadn't said anything in 15, 20 minutes, and because I was eating in the background and listening to Mr. Rue, and all of a sudden we have these clown trolls that come in, and see, that's another issue, because these are people that we just want to keep out of our situation. These are people who are low vibrational people who have no life, that don't have anything to add to a conversation, so they have nothing better to do but to troll. These are the same people that we run around all the time. These housewives.
Right. See, Kobe, this is what I'm talking about. You thought you was just gonna come over here and put that in the chat room, disrupt my conversation with that. Now, what about the information that this young lady gave you? Are you disagreeing with? Since you want to put this, you said that she talked too much. Please, wait a minute. Let me do something for you. Please, come on up, Kobe, and tell me or tell her why she's talking too much, if you dare.
Please and you have 3 minutes to hit the link, or the lovely tit for tat gonna boot you.
Okay, please do. Please do. Anyone else that wants to hit that link, please do. Please do. Hey Corey, how you doing? Good buddy. Tit for tat. Bismillah. Who else we got in here? Shatara, how you doing? Keyshawn, how you doing? I'm just scrolled around again. If I miss folks, hey Char Willie, I know you're probably up in the clouds. I see you rubbing your hands. I know what you're doing. Hey Rue. All right, we got my devil dog in here. Folks, I tell you what, Joe. Try and get back to the conversation. There's no camaraderie like a devil dog, is it?
What's that?
There's no camaraderie like a devil dog, is it?
Oh hell no. They don't know.
They don't know.
Fraternity unto itself.
We've never met each other in person. We've never had a personal conversation. But are we not brothers?
Yeah, it's like being a Jew.
Okay. Right.
It's the same, but right. Closest thing.
Okay.
You know what they said about the Marines? You know what they said about the Marines, Mr. Music? You know what they said about y'all?
What's that?
Y'all the biggest gang. Y'all the biggest gang in America, man.
Yeah.
I don't know about all of that. Hey, Pure Butterfly, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping through.
Pretty much the original gang.
Well, like I said, we will gang up on you. My days at the core. You didn't fight one of us. I can tell you that right now.
You were getting everybody.
You didn't fight one of us. No, never. It was going to be an earth-shattering kaboom. You didn't fight one.
Yes, indeed. But nah, man, it's like Prism said though. Like it said, the fiduciary, because you need that kind of. Put this way, Umar
absolutely.
He played a whole lot of people. Because the thing about it is, because if he was really about the business of business, he would have had the school years ago. And the thing about it is, there's so much money out there. Like I was telling people, I said, believe me, we at the bank, basically, Community Reinvestment Act, where they had programs where if you were doing this, that, and
I think you meant that again. Hey, Prism, is this 3 minutes up?
He has 1 more minute to come up on this panel.
But we had the money and things like grants and all that to do all that and give you money and help you towards building your goals. But thing about it is, a lot of people, the Umars of the world, they're not looking for that. They could easily build that school. You know,
easily. I'm sorry, Umar. I loved you in Hidden Colors and all that other good information that you put out, and made a brother go out and look for information that I didn't know about. But as far as that school and that scam that you've been running for 10 years, sorry, I can't rock with you on that.
Yeah, but
I done donated to you a couple of times.
See, a lot of these cats are lazy. They're trying to get over. They're trying to do, scam and scheme their way through life, and it doesn't work.
That's what they're doing, yeah. And that's why we want to. That's also we want to know, like, why is it the people that we actually, we give the reverence to, right? The ones who got the prestige. It seems like black people can't hold it long enough, man. It's like eventually, it's like they prove to be full of shit, man. Like a lot of bullshit people, bro. They're like the ones. That's why I'm hoping, for instance, I'm hoping Michelle Obama and Barack Obama don't ever get a divorce, and I hope they don't ever get exposed for doing some fucked up shit, because it's gonna really hurt me that we can't ever have just black people that we can just always put on the pedestal, and they just keep that position for the rest of their life, man, without falling down so low, man.
Right.
Yeah, we can't. We can't ever put people on a pedestal, though. That's the reality, Rue. Let me say this: people will fail you, and you have to know that. That's part of life. People will fail you.
Exactly.
I don't think, Prism, that people, when they have worked their ass off to get into a certain position of prestige, that they should fail you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should have a lifetime commitment of having this type of character and integrity, no matter what they go through. Like in the case of like Bill Cosby, I'm just saying, like, the ones that we would actually say, you know what, Farrakhan, like these people that we say, Martin Luther King, like, I don't want to hear bad shit about the ones that we revere. It's like, why I got to hear? Go ahead. You got it.
Well, unfortunately, sometimes you have to, if you put people on a pedestal, you have to eventually know that they're going to do something, or you're going to do something to knock them off of it. That's why you never pedestalize anyone. That means that you're giving them power over you. I'm sorry, I'm
not trying to say it like that. I'm saying more like when you see the people that you've been knowing for all your life, and yes, they actually. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Like, out here in Houston, right? Like, we've always gave respect to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, and she just passed away not too long ago, right? And the reason why I can mention her, because she stayed true to her position the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why we can honor her no matter what. Like Barbara Jordan, those people that we can say, all right, Sylvester Turner, the ones who we know, yeah, you guys, black people, you guys are normal, you're human, but we've always kept you in a certain light. To where, man, you owe it to us not to fall from this shit, man. Because of what? Because of scamming? Because of drug abuse, like a Marion Barry and shit, you on crack? I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Like, why can't we have black people like a Umar? Like, we gave Umar, like you said, Mr. Music, Hidden Colors. We gave Umar. We try to give you that, and yet you gonna fail like this. For what, though? It was no reason for you to fail like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only way I can really surmise that is to say we're all human and we all have fallacies. I mean, some people do, like Umar. I would say that he started out with good intentions, but I think fame and money got to his head. And to me, he talks a little bit too damn much.
So you saying, Mr. Music, we really can't trust nobody until they get some goddamn money. We can't trust a person gonna do anything with pure intentions if they don't have the money, because it's just a fucking, it's a hope, or it's I want to do it, but yet they ain't got the money. And then when they get the money, it's like, okay, man, look, man, I know that, but fuck it. I just can't spend all this shit on the black cause. Like, what black people gonna do for me? That's what I'm hearing. Like, what black folks gonna do for me now if I invest in black people after I build this up from black people? So that's what you're saying, Mr. Music.
I would say to that, you just have to understand that, sometimes when you put your trust in people, sometimes that trust can be broken. And again, because whether it's done intentionally or whether it's not done intentionally, sometimes people do not live up to the mark the standard that we hold them up to. A lot of times it's your fault, and a lot of times it's their fault. So you just to me, just have to take it in stride. Hope the people that you put your trust and your confidence in do right by you. It happens.
But see, that's where the oversight thing comes into play when it comes to something like what Umar was doing, or is doing, or whatever he's doing. You know, you need people that keep him accountable and keep him honest. Unfortunately, because we live in an era and a day and a time where you just can't take it on the word of someone that, okay, yes, they're going to do the right thing for your community, or period. It's not going to do the right thing. So as we know this, we'd be like, okay, yeah, we need a little community.
You went out again, Joe. But yeah, I think that's what it is, my man. Go ahead. Go right ahead, Joe.
Yeah, we know where the money. Oh no, I'm sorry about that. But no, we know where the money's going to. We know where it's at. We know what everybody's doing in their place, and they know that okay, this is going to go to the right place for the right thing.
Right.
Build a school. Do whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
I understand. Well, hey,
hey, Amiri.
Yeah, Mary. Joseph, how you doing? Well, listen, Prism, we gave him about a couple extra minutes to show up. Isn't it funny how these cats will come in here, make comments like that, and won't come up to defend him?
It's all to shut me down. That is one of those people who don't want to hear, they don't like me or whatever, and I really don't care. I'm not going to stop appearing on people's channels. I'm still going to continue talking to those people. I don't really care. Those are the people I don't want to talk to. I don't want anything to do with those people.
Well, let me ask you, what did you say that would make him say that?
I don't know, because I was listening to Mr. Trump.
Anything,
people
fellas?
People say stuff on here just to get you to basically yank your chain, or do things like that. But I like that. So people,
right.
You're not really going to do. I mean, you don't pay my bills in my house. You don't take care of this and that. Your opinion of me means nothing. Right. My life is still going to be the same.
Right. So going back to the buildings.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Prism. Go right ahead. I was
going to say really quick that from Keyshawn's Wilson's, it said that's what I attempted to do within our community for over the 15 years. We chose to give favor to Umar's, Tariq, Voices, Polites, and Young Pharaohs. And let me say this. One of the ways I don't invest in anybody that hasn't built anything before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. If the person doesn't have a history of building, I'm going to look at what you've done before I put my money there.
We laughing, but she's dead serious. And that's show me what the hell you have done before I drop my coins over here.
There's one lady I was talking to with a while back. She told me she had met a guy, and he was in the construction business, right? And then I asked, I said, had that nigga ever even built a doghouse, man? And what you talking about? Like you telling me he in the construction, like he built houses, but he ain't never built a doghouse.
Right.
Doghouse, outhouse,
a shed or something, man. A shed, two shed, like what the fuck, like. So I agree with the lady Prism, what she's saying. Yeah, we do tend to trust people off of the gift of gab. Like, man, you sound promising, dog. That's why I wanted to ask Amiri. Cause I spoke to him on Bomb, right? I want to ask him, can we trust him because he's running for office, right? Or he ran for office, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will do it again. Can black people trust Amiri, though, man? I want to know, Amiri, can we trust you?
I don't know if Amiri will be able to come up, but let me say this. I know Amiri and I trust him. And let me say this. First of all, let me say this. Okay. If Amiri lives in a certain district, he's running for certain things in that district to help the people in that district. Okay. It's on us. If we want to support him to do what he needs to do for that district, that's what we do. Okay. If you want to sold, I don't care if like let me say this. When he was running it, $20, $15, $10, whatever you gave, it was going to be something that was going to benefit his platform for running in that district. For someone who came in on a gerrymandering seat, Amiri did phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I know there's voices out here that don't think he did anything, but Amiri did phenomenal.
I agree.
Okay.
And he put numbers on the board.
Next time he's probably going to win.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm asking in the case of if black people poured in some money into him like we did Umar, could Amiri be trusted in that regard?
Amiri has a history of being married to his wife. He's a father,
Yeah.
a husband, a business owner. He's lived in his community for years. If that doesn't say stability, what does?
Right, and to back that up, there, Rude, I would say just look at the record of what he's left behind. You know, how many times have you heard, other than someone that's mad at Amiri, speak foul of him? I haven't heard too many people.
Not too much though. Folks like to go against him, but they ain't saying nothing bad about him.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, the level of trust that I understand, you know, with politicians, it's hard to say, you know, what if we put our trust in you? You turn out like to be another guy like that. But you know, you just have to, as I used to call it. Correct me if I'm wrong with this, devil dog. You just got to have that nose of distinction, man. You just got to know that guy that's in front of you, he is who he says he is. And from all the conversations and the times that I've listened to Amiri, he is that guy that he says he is.
And the ones that talk the most trash about the brother were actually probably the ones that, you know, they're not out there doing the same thing.
Right.
He put boots to the ground. Right. You know, he did. Right. You know, against all adversity, he did what he did. Now, what are you doing?
Right. And that's
nothing.
The thing.
I thought so.
That's the thing. He put his money where his mouth was at. You know what I'm saying? He got out there. He did something. He said he was going to do this. Go ahead, Prism.
No, go ahead. Finish your statement. Because, like I'm saying, like if you're going to, why not ask someone if they're going to be a politician and they have expenditures? Can I see where the money that you've been spending? Can you tell me where it went to? Because has it been the flyers? Has it been for yard signs? Has it been for people to call around for your campaign? All that stuff. You have to pay people to do all that stuff.
Yep.
You have to.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound crazy. I don't want to sound too crazy, right? But I've looked at how like a lot of criminal organizations, how they get things done, and we know how they get things done when they actually put money into certain politicians or lawyers or representatives. And if they fail to come through, all right, with their objective, you know, they get their family threatened. Some people get knocked off. And it's like, I'm saying in the case of black people, I'm just asking when it comes down to how we got fucked over by Umar compared to how the cartel or the mob would do things to get things done and would willing to go this route with you, which one would be better for black people at this point, right? Is it still trusting them or actually making you actually live up to this because you got people who you love might be in danger?
Well, to me, Rue, I think this, I know it's an old cliche, but I think it rings true, especially when we're talking about Umar. The loudest man in the room is the weakest man in the room. Every place Umar goes, he's the loudest man in the room.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Like I said, if we don't if we don't watch and keep our people, hold them accountable to their actions.
Yeah.
You got nobody to blame but myself. I can't get mad at nobody else.
Right.
I can't get mad at Rue. I can't get mad at Prism.
Right.
I'm mad at me.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Why not do something on, like, for example, like Rue, if you are a giving person, how about starting on a very micro level? Like if you see a need somewhere, don't put $500 there. Okay. Maybe put, $50 there. And if you see the person is doing good with that $50, then maybe going up there to that 75. Right. If you see they doing the work on 75, go ahead up to that 100. If you see that money that you're giving out keeps getting return on it, that's where you keep investing your money. Okay?
I mean, that sounds good though, but people do know how to play the game to where they'll do exactly what needs to be done until they get to a certain point. And now you done gave them 1,000. And it's like, now they say, well, fuck it. I'm about to go ahead and do what I do with this 1,000. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not the 50 or the 100.
Right.
Yo, go ahead.
Right. And that's when you turn the well off. Okay. You have to just say, you know what? I've supported you. I've done all I can for you. Now I'm done. Well, the well is dry. You've proven to me with the money and the support that I've given you, it does not make a difference. Okay. So why should I continue to stop? Why should I continue?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. It sounds like, Rue, you've had a lot of people disappoint you, and you've given to a lot of causes only for somebody you feel like that you've done so much to people, and they've not given you the return that you've been disappointed a lot, and you just really don't know.
That's not the case. No, that's not the case at all. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, because you're talking about, like putting money here, putting there. That's why I was saying, like, let me say this. Just if you don't want to give to somebody, don't give. If you feel like in your knower, whatever you want to call it, like in the energy is just off, I'm not doing that. If you don't feel right about it, don't do it. Like I said, I want to see your history. Let me see all the other things that you've done successfully. Like I know for a fact, okay, that if I go into certain, let me say this, let me use something that's very generic. Okay, like I told some of the passport bros, how come none of y'all have gotten together yet and opened a fast food restaurant in some of these countries that y'all went through? Y'all go there all the time. Why not open a fast food restaurant in one of these places where y'all like to go all the time and let that country start making money for you? Because y'all are always there. There's enough for you guys to put money in to create a McDonald's or a Hardee's or a whatever.
They ain't there for that.
The local kind of spot. Yeah.
Right, they ain't there for that though. That's what the problem is.
They're not there for that. That's
right.
Too much right.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, when it's really about that you really trying to be about making your mark. Because let me say this, children are not a legacy. What you give your children is the legacy.
Please explain that again. Say that one more time for the folks in the back.
Okay. Children are not a legacy. It's what you give your children is the legacy.
That's the legacy, folks.
And it's not always attached to money. Okay? Because a lot of people who came, like people who family came out of the slave trade, they didn't have a dime or a dollar to leave anything. But a lot of those people are college educated doctors or lawyers, and they're politicians. So what's really legacy? It's what you're leaving behind. Is it your hard work? Is it your work ethic? That's what I'm looking for.
That's part of it.
Not in the chat. In the chat though. In the chat, Mr. Music, if you can highlight that if you don't mind highlighting it.
Which one?
The guy say, I'm advocating for mob violence.
Oh, cyber dreams or something.
Cyber dreams. He say he advocates for mob violence. For example, compliance to cabinet holders estimate. No, the thing is, if we stand in the middle, and I'm looking at, okay, if the criminal organizations, for instance, right, these people would put money on certain people to get things done to further their agenda, and yet violence go with that, but it always get done for them. So you have the ones in the White House or the ones in Congress now who might have some people who are criminals, right? Who have a network, and let alone got a lot of pull, a lot of influence, who would threaten them and will actually take care of real business if they don't get shit done, right? So in the case of black people, people like that. But in the case of black people, I'm just looking at it in the world that we live in, who've gotten things done. And like we sit back and we let the bad people get everything done, and the good people complain that nothing gets done for them. But then we look at the tactics that could be used, but we were too good to use those tactics. And then we'll sit on here and say, Umar, he fucked us out of a whole lot of money. But if Umar's family was threatened, or let's say if his life was threatened for doing that, would he have done that? No, he would not have. If his children, I'm not advocating for none of this shit. I'm just saying, if it was understood that with this actual money we give you, if you don't live up, if you don't come through the way you're supposed to come through and building that school, it's gonna be some people in your family gonna have to get up out of here, bro. And I'm telling you, that how you have to actually treat a guy like Umar, who is coming from the hood like we are, and is a swindler, his goddamn self, right? But don't understand anything other than violence. And what I'm saying, when it comes to black men, a lot of black men respect violence. People sometimes. Hold on, I'm saying, Mr. Music, it's like in the case of us being people glorifying street shit, we like gangster movies, we like gangster culture. It's like we know that if somebody make us do something because they give us something, we're gonna live up to that. We're gonna do it. But if they don't, people have a tendency to want to get away with scamming and running con on you, man. And that's what I'm saying, though. It leave a bad taste in your mouth if you feel like, well, damn, I gave y'all $1 million goddamn dollars, bro, to get that done, and I ain't get that shit done. And you telling me $1 million is not enough to get somebody whacked? if they didn't go there, if they don't come through with the job? Like, I'm just asking. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Some people, you know, that goes to that role of how you define a leader. There's some people that want to lead and rule with the iron fist. You know, the bottom line to them is it's self gratification. That, you know, I do what I say, or else you'll be punished for it. In the case of, okay, take like Trump and Eric Adams. Okay, if Trump really wanted to dismiss all the charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, he would have had the judge dismiss it without prejudice, without prejudice, right? But with releasing, dropping the charges without prejudice means that if you don't comply to me, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna hold you down. So I understand that mentality, but to me, that the mob rule mentality does work, but I don't think it lasts very long. I don't think you can substantiate or create a business around that type mentality, because it's always. Well, I'm saying this because someone's always at the point of trying to knock the head guy out, so the head will always be different.
No, I don't disagree with. Of course, you can't do illegal criminal shit all day. I'm saying dealing with niggas, knowing how niggas operate. If you put a lot into something that a black man or a black woman is supposed to be responsible, because you going based off of trust, and this person say fuck you, man, with no consequences though, right? Like, how many times did it have to happen before they have to actually get a message that, hey man, you cannot play with us like that, bro, because you wouldn't play with white people, Jews, the cartel, you wouldn't play with the mob. See, you wouldn't play, Umar, if the mob was on your ass, you wouldn't be playing with them people like that. Why are you playing with black people who's giving you leniency and going based on skin folk? Why would you play with us? Because we're not threatening your life and threatening your family life. Why are you doing that to us?
Well,
go ahead.
Like I said, bro, it's, you know, some folks don't hear you until you start screaming at them. And in the case of what you're trying to describe, I'll just say it like this. You know, there's more than one way to get the point to somebody through violence. You know, as they say, you got to knock him down a peg or two. Sometimes, if you just, dare I say it, embarrass somebody, that's enough to put them in their place, or by pointing out that how wrong they are about a situation. For folks to eat humble pie sometimes that's all it takes.
So we haven't quote unquote embarrassed Umar for running con and being a scammer. Like, you don't think he know what black people feel about why he haven't opened that school up in damn near 10 years, over 10 years at this point, right?
And that goes back to my point that sooner or later you got to stop blaming Umar and blame the people that's still supporting him. That's my point. Right. We prop up the wrong people. We know that Umar is a scammer, as some folks would say, allegedly. I'll use that word. But you see him when he's on his TikTok. You see how many folks, as soon as he goes live, how many people drop the Cash App. He says it 3 times. Help start the momentum. I say again. So again, the guy is he a great R-rated? No, a charisma root in the wrong hands is a dangerous fucking weapon.
No. You're right. It was
right. And wrong. And unfortunately, he has charisma, and he used that to his advantage.
And he used it to his advantage. And a lot of people went in with a finger in their eye, thinking that they were doing the right thing.
Right. And I agree.
Black man out.
Right. Tariq is another. He's another one that should have been called to the call to the carpet. I appreciate that, Keyshawn. Thank you for dropping it. Listen, folks, if any of you folks want to link up with the Real Prism, my email and all my contact information is down. It'll be down in the description box. Hit me up and say hey, and I'll make sure that you can get in touch with the Real Prism if you don't mind it going that way. Am I correct there, Prism?
No, I don't mind.
Right.
Let me say this. Like,
sure.
I'm gonna say it again. African American people, Black people, have what they like to call a culture of aspirational hope. Everything about us is based on hope. We like to hope in the hopeless, hope above hope for people that really shouldn't be even hoped for anymore. So let me say this. I never invested any money in Umar. I never invested any money in Tariq, and I never will. Jay Morrison, none of those people. And I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just let somebody come out. What's that statement? A fool and his money are soon departed.
That's right.
One thing I'm not going to be is a fool.
Right.
Okay. If I'm going to sow my money somewhere, it's going to be where number one, where I want it to be.
Right.
If it's just a little bit of money.
Right.
And a little bit of money to some people is different for me.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
So, and I'm not bashing that part of it.
Right.
But I feel like, I want to use a lot of kid gloves with this. It was okay. Let me think about how to say this, because
it was the 3rd of September.
I just think that we hope in the people that we really shouldn't be hoping in. I really feel like we don't do our due diligence. I think that because we are the people in this country who have the unfortunate history of not knowing community, and then trying to build community with people who really are not for community. I think that because of that aspirational hope, we hope in things that really are not productive for us. Is that making sense to you?
It does.
Absolute sense.
So
right.
Prism, can I ask you, if it came down, just based on what I'm hearing you and how I'm hearing you speak, right? Could Black people trust in you?
So let me say this. I don't have anything that I need Black people to invest in other than time. And let me say this, because of my bent of what I do, as far as my personal businesses and things that I do, I have people that I work with on that. I don't need anybody inside of YouTube to work with that. I have a team of people that I deal with, whether it is an investment group, whether it's angel investors, whether it is people that I know that work in government, state, local, law enforcement. I have certain things that I work in because those people have proven themselves to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. That's number one. When it comes to building, my major concern is because of where I came in and the time that I came in into the YouTube space. It was right after the death of Kevin Samuels. Okay. And there was a large talk in different spaces about Black femicide. So my major concern was for girls, women and girls. Okay. And since being in this space, let me say this, I'm still concerned about children. I am. I have my own nieces and nephews that I'm concerned about what their lives are going to look like in the next 15, 20 years. Okay. I'm concerned about their ability to be educated, because everyone knows that even like a lot of these men in this space, like, those manosphere men, they like to push trade schools and all these other things. But if we don't have other Black men offering trades that can produce wealth, that can take care of families, this type of trend is going to continue. If we do not get education, college educations, our community, that we're always the bottom of the earners of every race of people, that's going to continue. Home ownership is going to continue to shrink. Okay.
No. All right. No, hold on 1 second. Now you saying not to invest per se because you don't need nobody to invest anything in you. I'm asking just based on your message.
Is support.
Just based on your message. Just based on your message on YouTube. Can Black people trust that you're genuine in what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm genuine, and leading you to people that I know that you can invest in.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Absolutely. There are people that I think you should invest in, but let me say this: I don't invest in anybody without investing in myself first. And that's a lesson that my parents taught me. I do
Absolutely.
not. I think that that's one of the places that I got off within YouTube. Like when I first came in, I had a group of Black women and Black men that worked in the federal government, and they worked in the tech field. They had a program where they were going to teach people, I believe it was A+ and all of these different computer skills. So these that you could start, they were going to train you on it. They were going to offer the classes for $25 a session. Okay. $25 for the whole package. I'm sorry. And what they were going to do is train you, help you get all the way up to your test, train you for your test, little, I guess what they call them, prep test and everything. And I was going to invest $500 for women to go ahead and get those training in those tech classes so they could get government jobs. And that was 2 years ago. And look what happened to our federal government.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why we need people who are visionaries as well. I'm not sure where that's coming from. We don't have enough visionaries. I don't want to hear about alchemy and energy and none of that stuff. If you're not a visionary, you're not somebody that's going to see the end from the beginning.
Right.
We really need to think about where we are and what it's going to look like in 5 to 10 years. We know that if all these things, and I don't want to talk politically because I don't want to get there with anybody. I just don't. But we're seeing the rollback of different things. And a lot of people don't know the end from the beginning. Okay. There's a lot of speculation. I have some thoughts on it, but I'm not going to go too much on that. But with the rolling back of gender identity meaning your race, okay? They're rolling back those things for merit-based only. The only way that merit will get you any type of job is if you go to college. So how are we going to proceed on making sure that the next generation of children from ages, let's start at 13 to 18, how are we going to make sure that HBCUs or whatever college those children need to go to are going to be provided for? Are we going to create scholarships? Are we going to are we just going to go into our pocket and make sure that we find a single parent and say, you know something, I'm gonna go ahead and fund the first year of your child's school year. I'm going to take them all the way through their sophomore year. Are we going to be able to invest in those teenagers to make sure that they get to where they need to go?
Absolutely.
That's a legacy.
Hey, I'll be right back, Miss Mill. I got to go inside this building real quick. All right.
Right. Actually, it's about that time for me to go ahead and shut this down, folks. So let me go ahead and give you folks your final thoughts. Of course, I'll start with the lady in the room, Prism. Your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you so much. I enjoyed talking to you, Mr. DJ Music Rue. It was really nice talking to you because I've never seen you like this. And Mr. Joe, thank you so much for your input. Thank you for everybody in the room that contributed. Miss Bridget, Mike Spearman, Keyshawn, Miss Tiff, Cyber, Bismala, Cyber, Just Char, Sock. I want to give respect to everybody. Corey, Nomadic, Miss LA Project, Amiri, all the Cloud Watchers, Miss Taylor, Miss Shakira, APT. I think I saw Cellulite podcast in the chat. Thank you all for coming through and just respecting the conversation and adding to it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. And anytime that I'm live, Prism, you want to drop in and hit the link, you're more than welcome to. I appreciate the conversation because, with me, intelligence is paramount. So I love being around intelligent people. So thank you very much for dropping in. Rue, I'll send it to you next. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I just want to appreciate you for letting me up, man. This was a damn good, much needed conversation, and I'm glad we was able to have it while I was driving. But yeah, I got to go inside this little building real quick, so I'm about to get off. All right.
All right. Be safe out there. Be safe out there in the road, good brother. And appreciate you stopping on through. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Devil Dog.
All right, man. Well, thank you for having me up on my first time over here on your panel there. It was a definite positive conversation, one that needed to be had, not the typical BS, as we know it. And I know you wouldn't have that anyway. So,
right.
but again, it's something that needed to be talked about. That's all. So, but no, definitely. Thank you, everybody.
I appreciate it, Joe. Of course, we have a kinship that extends way past the internet. You served, yes, I served. So, it's always good to see you down in the chat room, Devil Dog, because, great minds think alike. And I think you and I think we hold the same views on a lot of things. So anytime you see my link drop and I'm live, come on through, brother. And have your pay.
All right.
Right, Devil Dog. Hoorah, Devil Dog. That was a double pup right there. That was a double pup right there. Okay.
Yeah, but let me get back to
y'all gonna do a hoorah any moment now.
Right.
Hey, I get them when they drive past me sometimes. Hoorah. Right. I start barking and stuff. I'm like,
exactly.
So.
All right.
But yeah, let me get back to these babies here because I'm trying to feed their butts and water and everything else. That's what you probably hear in the background, some of them.
Indeed.
But we will talk with y'all later then.
Thank you, Devil Dog. All right, Devil Dog. Hoorah, simplify. And again, I want to thank everybody that as Prism named a few of you folks out. Hey, Sugar Bum, thank you for dropping through. Bridget, Mike Spearman, Cyber Dreams, Bridget Moulton, who else we got here? Corey Carpenter, good to see you again, my man. Bismillah, thank you so very much for hanging out there with us. Who else? I'm missing Ruth. Thank you so very much. My Devil Dog, thank you for stopping through. Of course, my ace in the hole, my right hand person. I gotta always shout out Shaw Willie. Thank you so very much. Tit for Tat, the LA Project, and who else we got here? Nomadic Mariner. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. But folks, time for me to get on up out of here. I'm live on air Sunday nights at 8 p.m. If you're inclined to, please hit the link. It's a listening lounge, so you can come in and chop it up there, or you can just listen to it on one of our platforms here. So it's Classic R&B Jams. We are, let me see if I got it here. It's down in the, where is it at? Let me get to it. Before I go, let me put it on the screen. There we go. That is the link to the radio station, folks, where you can check us out over there. Also, and here's the link to the listening lounge, to where I'm live on. My other DJs are live. If you are not doing nothing, if you just want to hang out and chop it up about the music, that's the place to be on Sunday nights for me. All right. So with that, again, thank y'all so very much. I always say when I close out my radio show, so I'll start saying that when I go live here. The grace of day costs y'all absolutely nothing. Say hello to someone. Might change the way they're thinking, might change the way they're living. You never know. If you walk past and don't say hello. We out here. Y'all be good.